A very good morning to one and all. This is Dr. Netra Subramanya on behalf of Padma Shri Institute of Management and Sciences. Welcome Dr. Ashwath Narayan Sir, Honorable DCM, Minister of Higher Education, IT and BT, Science and Technology, Skill Development, Entrepreneurship and Livelihood, Government of Karnataka. Professor Sharma Sir, Director NAC, Shri Nayanappa Sir, Managing Trustee, Padma Shri Group of Institutions. Shri Satish Sir, Chairman, Padma Shri Group of Institutions, Professor Shanoy Sir, Director, Padma Shri Group of Institutions, our beloved Principal Ma'am, Dr. Anuradha M, our eminent speakers for the day, Professor Amiya Kumar Rat, Advisor NAC, Dr. B.S. Ponmudiraj, Advisor NAC, Dr. S. Srinivasa, Deputy Advisor NAC, Dr. N.R. Mohan, Assistant Advisor NAC, faculty members, and all the participants to the national webinar on best practices in SSR preparation with reference to revised NAC framework. As we all know, the National Assessment and Accreditation Council is an autonomous body established by the University Grants Commission of India to assess and accredit institutions of higher education in the country. NAC provides accreditation of institutions and individual departments. NAC provides accreditation on a 5-point scale for a period of 5 years, and the institutions can go in for improvement in their grade through an assessment process after 2 years of initial accreditation. Accreditation is a voluntary system of evaluation of higher education institutions and programs. It is based on self evaluation and peer assessment for improvement of academic quality and public accountability. Accreditation assures those higher education institutions and their units meet appropriate standards of quality and integrity. AQAR is annual quality assurance report to be submitted annually by the university or institutions to NAC for a period of one academic year in a format supplied by the NAC. SSR is the self-study report to be submitted by the university or the institutions to NAC for accreditation or re-accreditation. It is done once in 5 years. SSR is submitted within 6 months from the date of acceptance of letter of intent by the university. More insightfulness about the NAC SSR preparation would be given by our eminent speakers of the day. Before navigating into the technical sessions, we have an inaugural session. So, any event to be successful requires the blessings of Almighty. Let's start the session with the prayer song. Akshay sir.
शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्नमोऽस्तु ते दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपज्योतिर्परब्रह्म दीपज्योतिर्जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापम् सन्ध्यादीपनमोऽस्तु ते ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः ओ दीपब्रह्मरूपस्त्वं ज्योतिषां प्रभुरव्ययः आरोग्यं देहि पुत्रांश्च मतिं स्वच्छां हि मे सदा रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् रवेरस्तं समारभ्य यावत् सूर्योदयो भवेत् यस्य तिष्ठेत् गृहे दीपः तस्य नास्ति दरिद्रता शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शुभं कुरुत्वं कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय
Now, I request our principal, ma'am, Dr. Anuradha M., to address the gathering. Ma'am, over to you now.
Thank you, Netra. Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Dr. C.N. Aswath Narayan sir, who might be joining shortly. Respected Director NAAC, Dr. Sharma sir, Managing Trustee Sri Narayanappa sir, Chairman Sati sir, other distinguished speakers from NAAC, my dear colleagues, friends and participants. A very good morning to everyone. 2020, an historic year. Many of us started hating the year. There were posts, cartoons, songs saying this. By saying goodbye to this historic year in a negative way, let us not forget this year made us humble. This is an year which made us to learn patience, being empathetic with people. We learned many new things, adaptability, flexibility, minimalism. We don't need so much. Importance of a farmer, importance of health, hygiene, reminding us best practices of our tradition, saying no to hugging, not to handshake. Just greet everyone with folded hands. Namaskara. Namaskaram to everyone. We started realizing quality in every phase of life. The importance of family, the importance of relationship, the importance of quality of life. More than anything, we became Vasudaika Kutumbam. We're all one. Humanity became one. Every part of the globe has a single one goal. All politicians, leaders, doctors, scientists, Paurakarmikas, police, farmer Jains, every one of us united and focused on a single point, that is health and safety. We were really surviving. We have survived challenges. We have tried, we have adapted like never. Many of us would heal from our personal tragedies. We would have lost our near dear ones and legendaries, many of the famous politicians, leaders, and singers. What else? We really survived the challenge, the biggest challenge. If life will not change in a single day, if calendar changes, if the date changes, life will not change. Here in this workshop, I really want to point out that during these challenging times, let us welcome this 2021 with all the positivity and learning lessons from the past year. And these challenging times really made some organizations which are quickly raised. Some people have turned these challenges into real opportunities. It is a survival of the quickest. It is not the survival of the fittest. It is the survival of the quickest. In this new normal, the scenario, when I met Dr. Sharma sir to invite him for this workshop, I still remember he mentioned that NAAC as an organization worked throughout the period, even in the lockdown period, with the same force and same enthusiasm. If we take excuses of COVID-19, world will move away without us. Thanks to Mother Nature, she taught us most of the things which NAAC new framework was talking much before, much earlier than this COVID-19 era. Health and hygiene, ICT enabling, eco-friendly campuses, everything was there in the NAAC. Everything was there, including ICT enabling. You know, dear friends, not just for NAAC, all of us now learned many new things, including ICT. Especially without ICT, online learning would not have been possible. We have reached sitting at home, we are connected. We are all connected. That is what is ICT enabling, which NAAC was insisting from many years. Clean campus, best practices at every stage is the motto and mission of NAAC. With this background, not taking much time, I would like once again say a big thanks to God and Mother Nature and a warm welcome to 2021 and our first workshop in 2021. My dear friends, I proudly say that Padma Shri family, we're all one. We really immediately adapted to this new technology. And in the March itself, we went online and we reached all of the students and we could able to do more than 30 workshops, which were talking about everything to improve the quality of education. I really take proud of this thing and I say that and I thank all my colleagues and friends and the management, everyone for giving me this wonderful opportunity to address in this first session of this new year. I wish you a healthy, safe year, and I wish all the participants a successful workshop with a positive note. Taking all the learned lessons from the past year, we are sure we will not disappoint you in this workshop. And I really thank all of the participants who are eagerly waiting to listen to the eminent speakers, all the best speakers from NAAC, and also Dr. Sharma sir and Dr. C.N. Ashwath Narayan sir. Dr. C.N. Ashwath Narayan sir is traveling and he will be joining us as soon as he reached his place, as soon as he reached his place. And at that time, we will be making you to interact with him. And I hope you will have a wonderful workshop. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your valuable words. Now, I request Dr. Sharma, Director NAC, for the keynote address. Dr. S.C. Sharma is an educationist, researcher, administrator, technocrat, musician, and a man with a mission to serve the society with relentless devotion and sincerity. At present, he is the director of NAC on a mission to ensure quality and excellence in the higher education sector. With vast teaching and administrative experience, Dr. Sharma is an educationist with human touch and is known for innovation. He is the former Vice Chancellor of Chhattisgarh Swami Vivekananda Technical University, Bhilai, and formerly the Vice Chancellor of Tumkur University. He is a distinguished advisor for many academic institutions and academic bodies across the country. He has 10 doctoral conferment based on his research work from various universities, including Mysuru University and Deakin University, Australia. He holds the Doctor of Law from the prestigious National Law School of India, University Bengaluru. He is conferred with honoris causa from 9 universities. His distinction as an academician and administrator has brought laurels to him in the form of many positions on various boards of state governments, research institutions, and institutions of national importance. Dr. S.C. Sharma is recognized by various bodies and organizations for his contribution to the field of science and research, besides his contribution to the community through conferment of various awards. He is the recipient of the prestigious International Thermac 2013 Distinguished Award. Also, Karnataka Rajyotsava Award, Sri Raja Ramana Award from Karnataka State Council for Science and Technology. Dr. Sharma is also a distinguished musician. He has been recognized for his excellence and proficiency in the field of music through recognitions. He has made immense contribution in the field of research. He is distinguished scholar with many achievements to his credit. Has successfully completed the research projects with the support of funding agencies like ISRO, DST, CABS, CSIR, ADA, DBT, GTRE, LRDE, UGC, AICTE, etc. Has published more than 350 research papers in international referred journals, having 11,121 citations, H index 52, I-10 index 378. In Scopus, the cumulative citations 3,764 for H index 43 from Scopus citations. Then 6,630 has to his credit 135 research papers published in referred proceedings with ISBN number. He was invited to deliver hundreds of keynote addresses at both national and international forums. NAAC has launched a e-assessor orientation program and online assessor module under his guidance. So he is a very eminent and efficient person, an amalgamation of an excellent administrator and a passionate researcher. Dr. S.C. Sharma continues with perseverance unlimited to catalyze the transformation of higher education in India to global benchmarks where education encompasses quality and humanity. In the recent global survey conducted by Stanford University, USA, it has depicted the name of Dr. S.C. Sharma as world top 2% scientist from India and has figured in serial number 226 of the said list. It's our immense pleasure and privilege to have you with us, sir. A warm welcome to you. Over to you now.
Honorable Deputy Chief Minister Dr. Ashwath Narayan ji, Honorable members of the management, Principal of the college, ladies and gentlemen, good morning to all of you. In fact, this program is one of the most important and that will really help the institutions to have quality sustenance and quality assurance. Earlier, earlier to the revised accreditation framework, the entire process of NAAC was subjective with 100% field visits being done. Whereas the revised accreditation framework, which was launched during July 2017, here there is a quite innovative mechanism that is being embedded in the system. It is updated during November 2020. Here you have 70% quantitative and 30% qualitative. Whereas in the 70% quantitative, after the pre-qualification is done, the self-study report is submitted, and this 70% constitutes the major chunk where you have the student satisfaction survey also, which is again an innovative method. In fact, this is based on the international practices of INQUAHE and APQN, etc. And 30% qualitative is by field visits. The process is highly transparent and objective. It is more of a mathematical, and whatever you submit, it is being converted in the ICT with the respective benchmarks, and the process is highly transparent as I just now mentioned. The formulas are openly given in the manuals also. This is really advantage. In the website you can see the different mechanisms and different processes also. One other important thing is the standard operating procedure is available on the website, and this is scalable. So far 13,000 accreditation have been conducted. In the revised accreditation framework alone, about 2,000 higher education institutions have been done. Again, I am repeating the fact that both quantitative and qualitative, after all the work is being done, it has been put before the standing committee, and where we debate a lot, and then immediately after following due procedure, the results will be announced. ICT plays a very important role, and the system generated scores are depicted here. The most important and vital point is the third party data verification and validation, which is called as DVV. After the DVV, then it is pre-qualified, and the field visit takes place. System generated peer team members. Nothing is subjective here. No one can pick out the members. We have a bank of assessors. In the bank of assessors, it has been programmed in such a way by the ICT. The names will fall out, and then out of 14 or 15 names, a few names will be ticked. And of course, the logistics will take care, and this has been a very good practice that Balmer and Lorry, the government agency, has been fixed. So a day before, the institution will come to know who the inspectors are, and this has been taken care very well by the logistics. So to say, it is fully automated and self-driven A&A process, a third-party ombudsman for appeals. NAAC is one of the premier external quality assurance agencies across the world to introduce this kind of a SSS process. And the assessment outcome document is completely transparent with scores obtained in the graphical form, which you can very easily make out where the quality assurance rests in the institute, and improvement can always be done. NAAC is always open for feedback. In fact, we have our issue management system portal wherein any number of questions can be asked, and morning if you shoot up the questions, by evening we will give you the answers. And we are with you, we are with the higher education institutions. Wish you all the best. Thank you very much. Namaskar.
Thanks a lot, sir, for the brief explanation of the mechanisms and the procedures for accreditation of institutions, also the SOPs to be followed, and you highlighted the role of ICT as well. Thanks a lot, sir. Now let's move on to the technical sessions. Our first speaker for the day is Professor Amir Kumar Rath, Advisor NAC. He is a graduate of computer engineering with MTech and doctorate degree in the same area of specialization. Presently working as advisor in the NAC, Bengaluru, India, on deputation from the Veer Surendra Sai University of Technology, Barla, Odisha. Exceptionally seasoned and dedicated computer engineering professor with a strong record in both teaching and administration. Extensive breadth of experience of 27 years in engineering teaching at the college and university level, with strong ability to deliver course material through a variety of teaching methods. Good presentation and communication skills with creative and critical thinking abilities. He have passion for high multitasking ability to balance teaching and administrative duties. He has contributed over 150 research papers to many national, international journals and conferences, and author of 8 books published by reputed publishers. Under the able guidance, 7 students have successfully completed their PhD, and more than 40 students have completed MTech dissertation. Attended over 50 international conferences, including 4 at Singapore, Bangkok, Indonesia, and USA for professional development. Earned 4 awards for contribution to academics and research. Visited over 50 higher education institutions across the country as a NACP team member for assessing the quality and relevance of education for the knowledge economy. He has International Education Excellence Award on the occasion of individual contribution for international integration by Global Achievers Summit at Bangkok 2013. Best Educationist Award in 2012. Rashtriya Vidya Gaurav Gold Medal Award in 2012. Best Education Award, Best Educationist Award in 2005. With this brief introduction, sir, on behalf of Padma Shri Institute of Management and Sciences, a warm welcome to you. Over to you now.
Thank you, Netra, for a nice introduction. I will talk about preparation of self-study report, like that 7 criteria. The vision of NAAC is to make quality the defining element of higher education in India through a combination of self and external evaluation, promotion and sustenance initiatives. Our mission is periodic assessment and accreditation of higher education institutions, promotion of quality of teaching, learning and research in higher education, to encourage self-evaluation, accountability, autonomy and innovations, to undertake quality-related research studies, consultancy and training programs, and finally to collaborate with other stakeholders of higher education for quality evaluation, promotion and sustenance. The value framework, the guiding element for assessment and accreditation process is contributing to national development, fostering global competencies among students, inculcating value system among students, promoting the use of technology and quest for excellence. If you talk about revised accreditation framework, we call RAF, this revised accreditation framework. This has launched in 2017. Prior to 2017, we have qualitative assessment completely. For the peer team visits, the peer team members used to score out of 4,000 score. They used to give the CGPA. Everything is being controlled by the peer team members. There is an entire paradigm shift, making it ICT enabled, objective and transparent. This shift is there is a focus on qualitative peer judgment to data-based quantitative judgment. As our director mentioned, we have quantitative as well as qualitative. The quantitative component is almost 70%. Of course, there is somewhat here and there, depends on which scheme you are applying, whether it is autonomous or it's universities or affiliated colleges. There is extensive use of ICT components, confirming scalability and robustness. And if you find that there is a simplification of the process, drastic reduction in the number of questions, size of the report, visit days, and so on. Previously, we used to have 3 days visit for a college. Now we have restricted to 2-day visit for a college, and for the universities, instead of 4 days, we are restricting to 3 days. In terms of boosting the benchmark as quality improvement tool, this has been attempted through a comparison of NAAC indicators with other international quality assurance frameworks. We have introduced the concept of pre-qualifier of the quantitative metrics. If you get 25% or above, then the institution is pre-qualified. If they are pre-qualified, then only there will be a peer team visits. Otherwise, you need to start the entire process again after a stipulated period of time. There is a system of, introducing the system generated score with the combination of online evaluation, about 70%, as I mentioned, and peer judgment. For the peer team visits, it is restricted only 30%. And as mentioned, that there is an introduction of third-party validation of data. Validation and verification of data, we call it as third-party DVV partners. We call them as DVV partners, data validation and verification. In revising the several metrics to bring in enhanced participation of students and alumni in the process, we have student satisfaction survey. NAAC will send the link to the students, and student has to respond. Based on their response, the evaluation will take place. Similarly, we take input. The institution has to collect input from all the stakeholders. We have some metrics where the participation of different stakeholders is important. Collect some feedback from stakeholders like alumni, industries, employers, students, faculty members. All those components are involved when we talk about involving the stakeholders in the process of assessment and accreditation. When you, first of all, you need to submit your IIQA after HEI registration. Once the IIQA is approved, the SSR window will open. You can submit your self-study report within 45 days. DVV clarifications. The DVV will ask clarifications. Within 15 days, they will ask clarifications. HEI has to respond. Within 15 days, HEI has to respond to DVV clarifications. Then the pre-qualifications. If it is pre-qualified, as I mentioned, 25% or more, then only the institution is pre-qualified. Then only there is peer team visits. We have 7 different criteria, 34 key indicators. Quantitative metrics is 79, almost 73.6%. Qualitative metrics is 36, that is 26.4%, that is in universities. Similarly, for autonomous colleges, affiliated UG and PG, the number of criteria are same, that there is a difference in the key indicators, quantitative metrics, as well as in qualitative metrics. In the universities, the total metrics is 115, combination of quantitative as well as qualitative. Similarly, for autonomous colleges, it's 107. Affiliated colleges, UG, it is 93. and affiliated colleges PG it is 96. Number of metrics are less in case of affiliated UG and affiliated PG. Of course, the quantitative metrics in case of UG is 58 and qualitative metrics is 35. What are those different criteria? Those 7 different criteria serve as for the assessment and accreditation, and which will make the quality of educations in any academic institutions. We talked about curricular aspects. Some of the questions will be there related to curricular aspects, teaching, learning and evaluation, research, innovations and extension, infrastructure and learning resources, student support and progression, governance, leadership and management, institutional values and best practices. If you talk about these criteria, you look for any of the accreditation agencies or maybe the ranking agencies, you will find these 7 criteria here and there, somewhere 10 or somewhere 12, depends on, but curricular component is important. Teaching, learning, even if you talk about outcome-based education, which is NEP, this National Education Policy 2020, they focused on, in the policy document, they mentioned about student-centric learning, they mentioned about critical thinking and creative thinking skills, they mentioned about experiential learning, they talk about how to take a students from low-order thinking to high-order thinking, about the Bloom's taxonomy. So research component is important. The infrastructure is not only physical infrastructure, but also the infrastructure, IT infrastructure, digital infrastructure is most important. What is the participation of students? What is the support given to the students? What is the student progression to higher studies? Governance, leadership and management. Whether there is a participative management, whether faculty members have participated in the improvement of the higher education institutions, whether the students are involved in the committee members, in the committees of the building the institutions, what is the institutional core values, and what are the best practices followed by the educational institutions. All those points are very important. You know, the highest education is the which does not merely give us information, but makes our life in harmony with all existence. Rabindranath Tagore says. Now, this highest education is, it doesn't merely give us information, but makes our life in harmony. It's very important with all existence. You know, in the framework, as I mentioned this already, I have mentioned this about criteria, key indicators, and metrics. Look at this. In curricular aspects, we have curricular design and development for the universities, but because universities plays a role of designing their own curriculum. However, in the affiliated colleges, they have a role of planning the curriculum, the syllabus which is designed by the universities, how the faculty members are planning to deliver to the students, academic flexibility, curricular enrichment and feedback system. This feedback system is basically, we expect whether institutions collect feedback from different stakeholders regarding the curriculum. When we talk about outcome-based education, there also we focus on, say, when you take an exit survey from the students, based on the exit survey, based on the input from different stakeholders, try to develop your curriculum next year. Next year, when you are teaching the same course, try to develop the curriculum, depends on the feedback from different stakeholders and the students. Teaching, learning and evaluation is important. Here we try to expect student enrollment profile, catering to student diversity, teaching, learning and teaching, learning process, teacher profile and quality, evaluation process and reforms, student performance and learning outcomes, and student satisfaction survey. Similarly, for research, innovations and extension, we expect promotion of research and facilities, resource mobilization for research, innovation ecosystem, research publications and awards, consultancies, extension activities and collaboration. The fourth criteria is about infrastructure, physical facilities, library component is very important, library as a learning resource, IT infrastructure, very important. Last 1 year, last 8 months, we are struggling in IT infrastructures. So software infrastructure as well as hardware infrastructures, maintenance of campus infrastructure. In criteria 5, student support and progression, student support, student progression, student participation and activities, and alumni engagement. Then criteria 6 is governance, leadership and management, institutional vision and leadership, strategy development and deployment, faculty empowerment strategies, financial management and resource mobilization, internal quality assurance system. Similarly, the last criteria is institutional values and best practices. Here the key indicators are institutional values and social responsibilities, best practices, and institutional distinctiveness. These are this slide already I told you the 7 criteria, 34 key indicators, then qualitative metrics 36, quantitative metrics 79, and total is 115. In every criteria, you will find some quantitative metrics and some qualitative metrics. In affiliated PG and affiliated UG, look at this. In curricular aspects, in affiliated PG, 8 quantitative metrics, 3 qualitative metrics. Teaching, learning and evaluations, 9-7. Research, innovations and extension, 12 quantitative metrics and 2 qualitative metrics. Infrastructure and learning resources, 8 and 5. Student support and progression, 11 and 2. Governance, leadership and management, 6 and 10. Institutional values and best practices, 6 and 7. Similarly, for university autonomous colleges, this is the status of quantitative metrics and qualitative metrics in each criteria. For colleges, that is UG college, we have curricular planning and implementation, academic flexibility, curricular enrichment, and feedback system. Total weightage for this is 100. In universities, of course, there is a changes. 150 is the weightage, and instead of curricular planning and implementation, we have curricular design and development. Curricular developed and implemented relevance to the local, national, regional, and global developmental needs, which is reflected in the program outcomes, program specific outcomes, and course outcomes of the program offered by the institutions. This is basically, when we talk about this, you talk whether do you have a course outcomes for each course, whether the program outcome is developed, whether program specific outcome is developed or not. Initiatives for effective delivery of curriculum, that's for curricular planning and implementations. Others to the academic calendar, whether do you have your own academic calendar or the academic calendar prepared by the universities, whether do you have your academic calendar in line with the academic calendar of the universities, whether do you have choice-based credit system or elective courses, whether add-on or certificate programs, professional ethics, gender, human values, environment and sustainability into the curriculum. Percentage of courses, project work, field work, internship, number of students participating in this particular field work and internship, curricular enrichment, graduates employable. We have some curricular enrichment for employment. Similarly, whether you collect feedback from all the stakeholders, feedback collected, analyze the feedback, and action taken based on the feedback. That is, we say feedback collected, analyzed, and action taken, and feedback available on the website. Look at this, it's a qualitative matrix for UG college. The weightage is 10. Here we expect institution integrates cross-cutting issues relevant to professional ethics, gender, human values, environment, and sustainability into the curriculum. For this qualitative matrix, institution has to enter within 500 words. Within 500 words, institution has to enter. It has to write in the self-study report. Similarly, look at this. That's a quantitative matrix. This matrix is average percentage of courses that include experiential learning through project work, field work, internship during last 5 years. It's a quantitative matrix. This quantitative matrix, for this we have some templates. You need to submit the templates and the supporting documents. Templates and the supporting documents. And criteria 2 is teaching, learning, and evaluation. 350 is the weightage. Here we expect student enrollment and profile, catering to student diversity, teaching learning process, teacher profile and quality, evaluation process and reforms, student performance and learning outcomes, student satisfaction survey. In teaching, learning, and evaluation, we expect whether the seats filled against seats reserved for various categories as per applicable reservation policy, whether the institution assess the learning level of the students to organize special programs for the advanced learners and programs for the slow learners, whether you conduct any program, coaching classes, remedial classes for the slow learners, whether what is the activities, what is the motivation, what is the encouragement you do it for the advanced learners. Student full-time teacher ratio. What is the definition of a full-time teacher? We have given in our glossary. You can look at it. What is a full-time teacher? Whether you are performing the student-centric methods such as your experiential learning, participative learning, problem-solving methodologies, all those points are important. ICT-enabled tools for effective teaching learning process. Ratio of mentor to students, whether faculty members are mentor for the students. How many students has been assigned to one faculty members as a mentor? Average percentage of full-time teachers against sanction post. What is the, how many teachers are with PhD qualifications? You have program outcomes and course outcomes for all the programs. Whether attainment of program outcomes and attainment of course outcome is there or not. Average pass percentage of students. Online student satisfaction survey with regard to teaching learning process. You know, there are two qualitative metrics and one quantitative metrics. These are the questions we ask. Qualitative metrics, you have to write within 500 words. Both the questions, like I have mentioned earlier, the last one is quantitative metrics 2.3.3, ratio of mentor to students for academic and other related issues. For that, you need to submit the data for the latest completed academic year. You know, Alvin Toffler says the illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. Last 8 months, we all have understood. We have unlearned the face-to-face learning, the face-to-face teaching. We have understood what is online teaching. You know, throughout the world, people started, conducting these webinars, organizing these webinars, presenting these webinars by looking at the laptops. I'm feeling that as if children are sitting, students, participants are there attending my lecture. So this learn, unlearn, and relearn is very important. You know, what happens is, for this qualitative metrics, there is a peer assessment. The peer team members will go to the field, go to the college, they will try to find out what is the assessment, and they will give a score, they will give a value from 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. If they give 4, suppose the metric weightage is 10, 10 into 4 is 40. Similarly, for the quantitative metrics, the institute's response value is important. Look at this average percentage of courses that include experience and learning through project work, field work, internship during last 5 years. What is the response of the institute? Based on the response, whether it is greater than or equal to AA, or it is falling between AA to BB, BB to CC, DD to CC, and less than DD, depends on that. You get either 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. If you get 3 there, 3 into weight for that metric is 10, 10 into 3 is 30. You know, the criteria 3 is resource mobilization for research, innovation ecosystem. It is not there in UG, but it is there in PG. Research publications and hours, weightages in UG is 15, but weightages in PG is 25. We expect more publications and hours in case of in a PG college than in a UG college. Similarly, extension activities in UG is more 60, and extension activities in PG is slightly less, it's 50, then collaborations. Okay, this is autonomous. We have different weightages. Okay, autonomous. Well-defined policy for promotion of research. In autonomous, we expect whether well-defined policy for promotion of research. It's a qualitative metrics. Seed money is provided to its teachers for research. Teachers awarded national, international fellowship for advanced studies and research. whether grants received from government agencies, non-government agencies for research projects, endowment shares, etc. Research projects per teacher. It's a quantitative metrics. How many research projects are available per teacher? Percentage of teachers recognized as research guides. Similarly, in autonomous, we expect percentage of departments having research projects funded by government and non-government agencies. Institution has created an ecosystem for innovations, creation and transfer of knowledge, supported by dedicated centers for research, internships, community orientation, incubation, etc. Incubation center and other initiatives for creation and transfer of knowledge. Number of workshops, seminars conducted on research methodology, intellectual property rights, entrepreneurship, skill development, awards and recognitions received, code of ethics for research, number of PhDs registered per teacher, number of research papers per teacher in the journals notified on the UGC website, number of books and chapters in edited volumes of books published per teacher. Bibliometric metrics, of course, this is for publications, your citations, InfluVNet will be used for the purpose of calculation of this course. Citation index, Scopus, Web of Science, PubMed, all those things. Policy on consultancies, do you have any policy for the consultancy? Whether revenue generated from consultancies, amount spent on developing facilities, and what are the extension activities organized in the nearby community. Number of awards, recognitions received by the institutions, government awards, non-government awards, number of extension activities, outreach programs conducted, students, how many students are participating in extension activities, number of collaborative activities per year for research, number of functional MOUs, whether you have received grants for research projects, percentage of departments having research projects. Institution has created an ecosystem for innovations, number of workshops, seminars conducted on intellectual property rights, number of seminars, conference, workshops conducted, number of research papers per teacher, books and chapters in edited volume. Of course, this is in other scheme like PG and UG. Extension activities in the neighborhood community, number of papers published per teacher in the journals, students participating in extension activities, Swachh Bharat, etc. Number of extension and outreach programs conducted, number of awards and recognition received for extension activities, number of linkages for faculty exchange, student exchange, internship, field trip, on-the-job training, etc. Number of functional MOUs. Criteria 4 is infrastructure and learning resources. 100 is the weightage. We have physical facilities, library as a learning resource, IT infrastructure, maintenance of campus infrastructure. Adequate facilities for teaching and learning. Whether we have ICT enabled facilities, whether the library is automated, whether e-journals, you are procuring e-journals, e-Sodh Sindhu, Sodh Ganga memberships, e-books, databases, etc. Similarly, the facilities for sports and games for the students, expenditure of purchase of books, e-content development by the teachers, whether you have facilities of media centers, Wi-Fi facilities, what is the bandwidth of internet connections and student computer ratio. Provide the utility, provides for utilities uninterrupted power supply in drinking water, etc. Library space, maintenance of campus infrastructure, online learning resources, virtual classrooms, whether your website is dynamic, housekeeping and cleanliness. Criteria 5 is student support and progression. Student support is weightage 50 for UG and PG. Student progression is slightly more in UG and slightly less in PG, 30 and 25. Student participation and activities and alumni engagement. Students benefited by scholarship provided by the government agencies, free ships provided by the government agencies, whether capacity building and skill development program, skill enhancement program has been conducted, like soft skills, language and communication skills, life skills like yoga, physical fitness, health and hygiene, guidance for the competitive examinations, whether remedial coaching classes provided to students, whether placement of outgoing students, outstanding performance of the students in sports, in national, state and university and international, whether students council exists or not, representation of students on academic and administrative bodies of the college, whether you have alumni associations, whether the alumni association is registered, and all that, anti-ragging, prevention of sexual harassment, career guidance and placement services, and facilitating educational loans to the students. Criteria 7 is governance, leadership and management. Here we expect institutional values, vision and leadership, strategy development and deployment, faculty empowerment strategies, financial management and resource mobilization, internal quality assurance systems. Effective leadership in tune with the vision and mission, practices decentralization and participative management, prospective strategic plan and development documents, organizational structure of the institution including governing body, administrative setup, e-governance in all the areas of operation, effectiveness of various bodies, cells, committees for teaching and non-teaching staff, whether financial support is provided for attending conferences, faculty development programs, online as well as face-to-face, teachers attending professional development program, orientation programs, short-term courses, faculty development programs, whether your financial audits, internal and audit, external financial audit, institutional strategies for mobilization of funds, institution reviews its teaching learning process, methodologies of operations and learning outcomes, etc. Governance, whether your participation of institute in your NIRF, academic and administrative audit, incremental improvement made during the last visit, then legal matters, grievances committee, etc. Then last criteria is institutional values and best practices, where institutional values and social responsibilities, best practices and institutional distinctiveness. Here gender equity, safety, security, counseling, common room for the students, power requirement, whether you have renewable energy, lighting power requirements through LED bulbs, waste management, including solid waste, liquid waste, biomedical waste, e-waste recycle system, rainwater harvesting, etc. Green practices, green audit, quality audit on environment, disabled friendly environment, institutional disabled friendly, barrier free environment, code of conduct handbook for the students, faculty members, governing body, administrative, including vice chancellors, directors, principals, etc. Institutional plans and organizers appropriate activities to increase consciousness about national identities. And institute celebrates, organizes national and international commemorative days. And you need to state there are 2 best practices. Describe and explain the performance of the institute in one area distinctive to its vision, priority, and thrust. As I mentioned, this renewable energy, waste management, etc., green initiatives. Then you need to prepare your IIQA, then SSR submission, then DBB process, then pre-qualification, etc. For IIQA, the 2 batches of students graduated in any program or at least 6 years of existence. Colleges affiliated to universities and enrolled students, regular students in the college. Constituent colleges of a private and deemed to be universities are considered as the constituent units of the universities and thus will not be considered for assessment accreditation independently. They have to come with the universities. So not affiliated to universities but offering programs organized by the statutory professional regulatory council or recognized by Association of Indian Universities or such other state government agencies. For reassessment, you need to come after 1 year and before 3 years from the date of declaration of results. For subsequent cycles, during the last 6 months of validity of accreditation period, you need to apply to NAAC. We have different units of assessment. We have affiliated constituent colleges, UG college, PG college, autonomous colleges, universities, health science universities. We have health science colleges, medical, dental, nursing, physiotherapy, allied health sciences, Ayurveda, yoga, naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, and homeopathy. We have dual mode universities, we have open universities, we have Sanskrit universities, we have teacher, physical education, special education colleges. We go for institutional accreditation only, no department accreditation and no program accreditation. HCI portal creation is important. Application status you can see from the dashboard of the HCI portal. You can see in the dashboard the online submission of IIQA, SSR, uploading of student satisfaction data, and annual quality assurance reports. Online submissions of clarifications, edit applications in IIQA, DVB, AQAs, online payment you can see, getting clarifications for queries, support help desk menu, notification alerts you can see from the dashboard, any sort of communication of NAAC by HCI through the portal. Please log on to HCI portal and check while registered with NAAC regularly for updates. In IIQA registration process, IIQA application, fees for the IIQA, submit IIQA, clarification of IIQA, acceptance or rejection of IIQA. For that, we ask certain documents like approval of UGC, MHRD, state government for establishment of universities, AISSG certificate, All India Survey of Higher Education certificates. There is an undertaking which needs to be submitted by the institutions. Website should be functional and right to information is mandatory. Similarly, if there is some regional languages, you should send or upload the English translated version. Then the SRA approval, statutory regulatory approval, UGC letters, and previous 4 years AQR is to be submitted. This is all about IIQA, then acceptance and rejection of IIQA. Yeah, IIQA, the form looks like this. Once the IIQA is accepted, you get a message like this, auto-generated message, confirmation of IIQA acceptance message. The portal dashboard will look like this, where you can understand what is there. Then this is the entire flow chart of IIQA till the grade declarations. Pre-qualification, as I mentioned, 25%. In life, my closing remark is, in life, it's not the most talented who survive, not the most intelligent, but the ones who are most responsive to change. And the real change can happen only when you listen to your inner voice, the intuition, and it is never too late. Take risks in your life. If you win, you can lead. If you lose, you can guide. Thank you all. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you very much, sir, for the wonderful session. You highlighted about the guiding elements for accreditation and assessment process. You also explained about the procedure of revised framework and mentioned about the qualitative and quantitative metrics for universities, autonomous colleges, and affiliated colleges. And you also told about the 7 NAAC criteria as a basis for the assessment and distribution of weightages across indicators, and you explained very briefly or well explained about the quantitative and qualitative metrics of each NAAC criteria in detail. Also highlighted about the ICT importance and eligibility criteria to apply for accreditation and assessment process of NAAC, and also the process of IAQA. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Netra.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. It was really very informative, and especially people who are going for the first time, they'll have a lot of doubts, and all those doubts can get clarified by listening to your talk. And many of them are asking for the PPT. If you can share, we will give it to the participants. And there were so many questions. If we can take up certain questions before we ask the participants, because we have taken the questions in their registration form itself, I would like to have 2 or 3 questions. And meanwhile, anyone want to directly ask any questions, please raise your hand. You will be unmuted and you can pose your questions and take the advantage of the seminar. And these eminent personalities who has got a tremendous experience in NAAC can definitely clear your doubts. My first question was, somebody sent in their registration form. So if we have UG and PG, both the courses, when the institution is offering both the courses, can we repeat the same teachers in UG and PG when we are providing the list of teachers teaching UG and PG? Because sometimes experienced teachers they will be taking both UG and PG, maybe one paper in UG and one paper in PG, like that they'll be distributing the workload. Can we show teachers both for UG and PG?
Yeah,
This is the
we
question,
have a
sir.
PG manual. If the institute is offering PG, then they have to go for PG manual. In that PG manual, we ask for number of teachers, right? We ask for number of teachers, number of teachers with PhD qualifications, all that they need to submit, right? Right? As I mentioned, we have UG manual and PG manual. There are only three questions. They are different in the manual, but in PG manual, whatever the questions we have asked, we asked number of teachers, we asked number of teachers with PhD qualifications. Whatever we have asked in the manual that they have to submit, they can very well submit in the manual. They can very well submit the number of teachers available in the institution.
Okay, sir. Akshay, please unmute the people who are raising their hand. By the time you unmute, I'll ask one more question. Sir, if we have certificate courses, for example, certificate courses may not need university affiliation or university permission. But in such cases, if you design certificate courses as under value-added courses, do we need to take no objection from the university, or do we need to take permission from the university to do these certificate courses? This NAAC criteria have any weightage if we take permission from the university, which is not required for certificate programs?
See, for value-added programs or add-on courses, you can have department can decide, department can have their own committee members, own committee, and decide which course to be given to the students. If you look for going to the universities, sometimes today if you send a letter that you want to conduct a value-added courses, add-on courses, by the time you get a reply, those students will pass out. I'm also from a university system, I know, right? Yes,
sir. Yes, sir.
The thing is, whether we provide quality education to the students is important. Rather than, in NEP talks about more autonomy to be given to the institutions. Try to feel that we are all autonomous and we do such activities, right? If you are an affiliated college, you have your own committee to decide which course to be given to the students as a value-added courses or add-on programs or certificate programs, which will be beneficial to the students. NAAC will look for whether the process exists in the institute, whether the education or value-added courses, add-on courses, certificate courses are giving to the students or not. That's important. Rather than getting the approval from a universities, or we expect if university is conducting, let that be approved in the board of studies. We expect, because if the universities is going for accreditation, we expect that let it also be approved in the board of studies of the universities. That we expect. Very well, the department can take a decisions in their committee, in the teachers council, they can take a decisions and they conduct a program. There is nothing wrong.
Thank you, sir. Akshay, can you unmute some of the participants who raised their hands?
Hello, good morning. Good morning, sir. This is Rekha from GT Institute. Sir, I have a question here. Hello, am I audible?
Yes, go ahead, Rekha, go ahead.
Yes,
hello.
Please go ahead.
Yeah, sir. Sir, our college is of UG and PG courses, and we are conducting activity. Is it compulsory that the activity needs to be conducted separately for UG and PG, or can we hold it for together, sir? As well as even the documentations also.
We have a PG manual, right? We have a PG manual.
Okay,
you
sir.
can conduct. In that PG manual, together you can mention, right? For UG, PG program together.
Okay.
Students means students. Let them be UG students or PG students. Let them be UG or PG. PG manual.
Okay, sir.
Okay. PG manual. Together you can mention the student participation and all that.
Okay. Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Hello, good morning, sir. Hello, good morning, sir.
Yes, good morning. Go ahead.
Yeah, I have a doubt, sir. While framing the questionnaire for feedback from students, like, do we need to include the questions which are framed by NAAC, or we can frame our own questions from our institutes? How is it?
See, if you talk about student satisfaction survey, we have our own format. Other than that, we NAAC expect every individual should have innovations. Every individual institute should have innovations. We don't want to control your institute. Your principal, your faculty members, they should play an important role to decide the questionnaires, whatever you ask to the students or to all the stakeholders. We have our separate questionnaires for student satisfaction survey. But whatever exercise you want to do it, any questionnaires, you should have your creativity to develop the questionnaires. Don't follow any standard. We can give the guidelines. See, there are in India, there are, I mean, rural college, rural, urban, semi-urban, and all that. We expect every faculty members, the institutions should have creativity to develop their own, I mean, questionnaires, which is to be asked to different stakeholders.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Okay, let us move on to the next session. And anyway, speakers will be available even till the end of the session, and you can clarify your doubts so that we can have a panel discussion kind of a thing where they can individually answer your questions. Kindly move on to the next session, Netra.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Our next speaker for the day is Dr. B.S. Ponmudi Raj, Advisor NAC. He is currently the advisor with the National Assessment and Accreditation NAC. He was taking care of the internal quality assurance cells in higher educational institutions and second cycle of assessment and accreditation in NAC. As an assistant professor in statistics, he was teaching in Christ College, Bengaluru, and Loyola College, Autonomous, Chennai. He has over 28 years of teaching and educational administrative experience. His special interests are training of assessors for quality assurance and quality literacy. He has published papers in journals and also articles in books. He also presented papers in international, national seminars, conferences. He had organized national level assessors training programs. He has been associated with an international research project. Dr. Ponmudiraj has been a resource person for many seminars, conferences, and have been invited as the speaker for many academic activities, both at national and international forums. He had published reports on higher education on specific areas. He has visited about 350 colleges and universities, higher educational institutions in India for academic purposes. He is also a trade assessor for Confederation of India Industry, Export Import Bank of India Business Excellence Model based on European Foundation for Quality Management and Tata Educational Excellence Model based on Malcolm Baldrige Educational Excellence Model for School Assessment and Accreditation. He has assessed different schools in Jamshedpur, Jharkhand on behalf of team and in Tiruchirappalli, Tamil Nadu on behalf of Bhartidasan University for awards and accreditation purposes. He has visited the UK, Vietnam, Bangladesh, Australia, Cambodia, Belgium, and Nepal. He had been a visiting faculty to Sardar Vallabhai Patel National Institute of Textile Management and Autonomous Institute under the Ministry of Textiles, Government of India. Sir, a hearty welcome to you for the technical session. It's over to you now.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Thank you, Dr. Netra. Most Honorable Dr. Ashwath Narayan ji, Honorable Deputy Chief Minister, Ministry of Higher Education, IT and Biotechnology, Science and Technology, Skill Development, Entrepreneurship, Livelihood and Government of Karnataka, our beloved Director, Professor C. Sharma ji, my colleague, Senior colleague, Professor Samya Kumar Rath, Dr. S. Srinivasa, Dr. N.R. Mohan, Most Honorable Chairman of the Management of Padma Shri, Management Trustees, Directors, people from the management, Principal of the college, IQAC coordinators, organizing committee members, people who are live on Zoom, as well as through Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, my colleague, Professor Ramya Kumar Rath, has completed in a nutshell, completed the full process of assessment accreditation. Very elaborately and taking up some question and answer also. I will just take 10 to 12 minutes or less than 15 minutes to explain to you what is this data validation and verification NAAC process. Very important element in the revised accreditation framework. Let me put it across. This revised accreditation framework, already which has been told earlier, we have qualitative metrics and quantitative metrics. That means two types of questions are there in the manual. Now we will concentrate mostly people maybe on for the university, autonomous colleges and UJ and PG colleges. Now, as informed by my colleague, Dr. Rath, we have one manual. If you are a UG and PG college, you have to come in the PG manual. You have only offering UG programs, you have to take the UG manual. But the manual which we have printed and put on the website is a single manual. Half the pages are UG, half the pages are PG, which you can clearly demarcate it. And hardly there is a few questions difference between UG and PG. And all the questions, what you're going to give the number game or the quantitative metrics is all about, it's going to be all about only the quantitative as far as DVV is concerned, data validation verification is concerned. We are going to talk about the quantitative metrics. So you must keep this in mind. Okay. Now, what is this quantitative metrics? This slide has already been put by my friend. So one could clearly see there are, if you are a UG college, there are 58 quantitative metrics. So, and if you're a PG college, there are 60 quantitative metrics. Now, once a self-study report, quantitative and qualitative are not separate. In first criteria, in first key indicator, it is integrated. 1.1.1 may be qualitative, 1.1.2 may be quantitative, 1.1.3 may be quantitative. It's an integrated questions based on the quality of, to measure the quality performance in order to give a quality stamp, accreditation, performance of the college. We have given the questions or the metrics. Now, one question out of this 58 is called student satisfaction survey. So removing that, we have 57 and PG 59. This metrics, as soon as you submit the SSR, goes to the third party, a third party data validation verification partner. He does not know you, we do not know him, only portal based. So within the stipulated time, they will ask some clarifications or they will accept whatever you claim. Normally for every question, they may ask, or some questions, including extended profile, they may ask some clarifications. So you have to answer the clarifications. It's a very, very interactive portal-based session, very important. Already the marking system has been told that based on benchmarks. NAAC is very, very transparent, systematic, scientific, step by step. It is put on the website. Whatever we have presented, it is available on the website. So we urge the principals, IQAC coordinators, and the faculty members, supporting staff, management to go through the NAAC website systematically on the manuals. And please look into the metrics. Why NAAC is asking this question? On the vision and mission statements were spelled out. Why this number? Whether this number reflects quality. What is the standard operating procedure? Why this is not considered? Why this is considered? All questions could be answered. And please provide also your feedback while preparing your self-study report to NAAC. As you have seen, the manual which has July, the director NAAC talked about Professor S.C. Sharma on July 2017. After we implemented, we have updated many a times. And the recent updation was 16th November 2020. 16th November. That means your feedback is most important to us. Please provide your feedback through proper channel from the principal, telling about the questions or the SOPs or the matrices or the data template. Please provide your feedback. Now, coming back to the data validation verification, please see this is what I said. I'll be very, very focused. I'll give you an example and I'll close my session. This is a UG manual. This is the affiliated constituent colleges, UG college. That means they have only BA, BSc, BCom, BBA, BCA, other UG programs. The second criteria is called teaching, learning, and evaluation. It has 350 weightage. The key indicator is 2.1, 2.2, 2.3, 2.4, 2.5, 2.6, 2.7 is there. 2.7, we have only one metric called 2.7.1. So I have taken an example of 2.3 teaching learning processes. 50 are there out of 350. In that, some questions are there, what we call metrics. Let us take the question, metric 2.3.2. 2.3.2. What is the question? What is the metrics? The metrics talks you about average percentage of full-time teachers in Padma Shri College or XYZ college with PhD qualification, bar DM, bar MCH, bar DNB super speciality, bar DSC, bar DLIT during the last 5 years. Consider only the highest degree for count. It's simple. We have completed 3rd standard and 5th standard or 10th standard. So we have to say we are 10th pass, SSLC pass, PU passed. So please give the highest degree. Don't say BSc, MSc, MPhil, PhD, DSc, DLIT, all we have, sir. So don't count everywhere. Very important. Now, I will talk here about something very important one. The question and the weightage is 20 marks. Weightage out of 1000, 20 weightage is given for this question. Okay. And here goes the SO. Hello. Here goes the SOP and how the SSR. The title is SSR filling. Best practices in self-study report. Very important. Self-study report preparation. So because NAAC believes in the faculty, management, and the supporting staff, teaching staff, non-teaching staff together with alumni, little bit of student participation, preparing the self-study report. If this happens, normally it happens. You yourself can see how the quality is improved. People are more interested in A grade, A+, 3.1, 3.20, 2.59. Always, we also believe that is quality, but we also try to demystify. Very important, the grade. Undergo the process. The process of NAAC stood the test of time. With 13,000 accreditations, like our director NAAC said in the initial opening remarks. You must be very, very clear. Please undergo the process. Now, what is this process? Question is asked. You're going to answer the question. Is that the quality people can ask? Sir, we are 20 teachers, sir. 7 are PhD. That's all over. But see the meticulousness of the process. What are the proof of evidence? What is a DVV data template? Excel spreadsheet NAAC asked how to prepare department wise last 5 years, how the question can be misunderstood. The standard operating procedure says you cannot misunderstand. Question is clear. There is a clarity of thought, clarity of understanding. So you must go through word by word. We are not asking whomever is awarded. The PhD could have been awarded in somewhere in 2001 or 1998. But we are asking how many PhDs were there. It's a simple question. Now let us see how the college is answering. How the college is answering. Let us see. Now, this is how, as soon as you submit a IAQA, everybody understands the academic year. NAAC academic year is 1st June to 31st May. Automatically, it drops down the menu. In any mobile you bring, any manuals you see, the standard operating procedures, because we'll try to replicate whatever is there in the portal in the manual. But more or less, it looks like that. So we have given you very openly how the formulas, how it calculates, what is the drop-down menu, what are the last 5 years. Today I submitted, so IAQA is submitted after 1st June 2020. That means academic year is 2020, 2021. So the last 5 years will be 15, 16, 16, 17, 17, 18, 18, 19, 19, 20. 19, 20 is called first year. 18, 19, second year. 17, 18, third year. 16, 17, fourth year. 15, 16 is fifth year. So last 5 years, data you have to fill it up for this question, which is a sub question called, the question is average percentage. Based on that benchmarks, based on your number, you're going to get 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 marks. Accreditation. Now you're going to give the number of PhDs in your college in 1920. So there are 172 teachers in your college. 172 teachers are in your college. And just there are only 32. I go back because I have skipped some 3-4 slides. Only 32 are PhDs during 1920. People have retired, or people have gone, or people have just left, or people have resigned, various reasons. As on that particular day, a particular year, 1920, people on roll out of 176 teachers, 32 teachers are having this qualification, PhD or DM or MCH or DNB or super specialty or DSc or DLit. And 18, 19, 26 teachers, 17, 18, 20 teachers, 16, 17, 28 teachers, 15, 16, 25 teachers. Because this is your college, you know the list, your supporting staff, department wise, management, appointment orders, everything, every data is available with your faculty, with the principal's office, with your supporting staff, department wise. We all have this data. Very simple. Count the number and give. Now, once you submit the self-study report, you have given this. Now comes the third party. That question, all the quantitative questions DVV will go through. Oh, total number of teachers is 176 for an example. So 32 teachers are PhD holders. Now third party who's validating you says no, 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 no. The college has only 30 teachers with PhD. So practically the third party is telling data validation, verification, input. They are telling you, you have only 30 teachers and whatever they say is final. Whatever you claim is not final. Even in the previous methodology, it was like that. Like Professor Amyo Kumar Rath said, the college will claim that we have produced 652 PhDs, an autonomous college, for example. A 3-member peer team is going, a senior vice chancellor, professor, and a principal. 0 day, first day, second day, third day earlier. Now in the new methodology, only 2 days. They go and validate with the controller of examination. Finally, they give a peer team report and they say, no, 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 you have produced only 16 PhDs. Because the proof of evidence, they have not given. The same thing here. Earlier methodology is the peer team validates. Here the system validates. Third party DVV partner validates. Now they are telling 30. For 18-19, they are saying 26. 17-18, they are saying 20. Correctly 20 teachers are PhD. 16-17, they are saying, no, you don't have 28 teachers PhD doctorates. You have only 11 teachers. 15-16, you have 0 teachers. You don't have any PhD at all. All your teachers out of 120 teachers in 15-16, you are saying 25 teachers are PhD. 0 teachers are PhD. Very important. Why they say this? Very important. Now I'll go back to the previous slide. Because we ask you in a data validation, verification, DVV template, Excel spreadsheet, which you cannot change the column head. You have to keep on adding the rows. If you say 176 teachers, you need 176 rows of people. Serial number, name of the teacher, when did they join, male or female, highest qualification. Then you need proof of evidence. Their PhD should be scanned and uploaded. Uploading is not possible in Google Drive, Amazon Cloud, or any other Microsoft Drive. Only in your website or in NAAC portal. You cannot upload anywhere, and it should be there till the end of the accreditation period. If you download, sometimes people check, officers check, DBB checks. If your website doesn't work, then obviously, even if you have proof of evidence, it will be because proof of evidence could not be seen, or you have not uploaded the proof of evidence. Listing of teachers is not proof of evidence. So you must see what is the proof of evidence as per the standard operating procedures. So you must see what is the data requirement. I just took one example of one metric and very, very slowly explaining what is this DVV. Now there is a data template you have given. Number of full-time teachers you have given 176 teachers with a list of the data templates specified as per NAAC format, which is available on the NAAC website. Then also you have given the full-time teachers, total number of full-time teachers, which is already defined by the glossary and SOP. 90% of the workload of the semester or trimester, people say, and then year, but we say full year. 90% of the workload of a year. That means whether it's a trimester system, semester system, annual pattern, you cannot just have a teacher for 5 months, send them, 3 months, send them, 1.5 years. Okay, 1 year is the next year, you cannot count. So this is the data requirement. Now, what is this file description? You have to upload, very important, whichever you think is a relevant document for a proof of evidence. Out of 176 teachers, 32 teachers having PhD qualification, please upload as additional information, either in your letterhead of the principal and put it. That is called additional information. That is not a required information. Whatever additional information you can upload. Simply the principal letterhead, you can put it 176 teachers. These are the 32 PhD holders. Any other relevant information you think. NAAC is very open and transparent. Now comes the required information, list of number of full-time teachers with the data template. Now, what is the proof of evidence? Somebody has got honorary DSc, DLET. It will not be considered. If you have PhD and honorary DLET, PhD will be considered. No PhD, MSc, MPhil, honorary doctorate, we will not consider. Very important. Then what to be considered? We will consider only PhD doctorate degree awarded by UGC recognized university. So we got from that foreign university one confirm answer. No problem. Did UGC recognize your PhD degree? Go to the UGC list or AAU association. Some people give an equivalence. Some people give recognition of your PhD degree if it's a foreign degree. If it's an Indian university, you all understand. Central universities, state universities, open universities, deemed to be universities, private universities, state private universities, UGC recognized universities. Very important. Now, this is the list standard operating procedure. How the third party is looking at your data, NAAC has transparently put. So the IQAC coordinator, criterion-wise team, criterion 3 team, 2 team, 1 team, all can sit together, read word by word. This is not done by people like you all have done that. This is not 2-3 people sitting in NAAC. It's a lot of huge consultations. This is how the standard operating procedure has been taken. Based on this, the third party is saying, no, 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 you don't have 32, you have 30. You don't have 25 PhDs in 15-16, you have 0 PhDs. Now the chance is given to you, the college. What is the chance? Now see, HEI means college input. College is given the SSR data. DVV input means third party who's validating your data is telling, no, 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 you don't have 32, you have 30. 18-19, you have 26, correct, you have 26. 17-18, you have 20 PhDs, correct, you have 20 PhDs. 16-17, you have 28 PhDs, no, 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 you have only 11 PhDs. 15-16, 0 PhDs. Now, a chance is given to the college. Now they go through the whatever the SSR, why that people have, why that college is, the third party has told 0, why the third party has accepted the 17-18 and 18-19, not accepted 19-20, 15-16, you will analyze within the stipulated time. Then you will see point number 1. Oh, my stenographer has not uploaded the proof of evidence properly. While submitting the IQAC coordinator, we forgot to upload. Or second, sir, we have uploaded, but the document is not opening, sir. It is opening inside the college. When we go and open at home, it is not opening. Technical problem. Third, sir, size is very big. There is some technical snag. Can we zip it? Can we put it? Nothing. Put it on your website. Please tell you for this, there is a specific MB. 1 MB, 2 MB, 5 MB for everything. If it exceeds, put a URL link and put on a website. Presentation. The earlier speaker talked about how do you present. That is the SSR best practice of the seminar, of this webinar. Very important. Then the third point, you can tell, no, 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 sir. I'm giving you 4 options for the college, as if I am the principal of a college or an IQAC coordinator. We have uploaded correctly. Everything is working. We have 32 PhDs. We have 26 PhDs. We have 20, 17, 18, 16, 17, 28, 15, 16, 25. And proof of evidence is also correct. Please relook at please look at again. You can ask all through a portal, no phone call, nothing. You have to only through portal within the stipulated time. They will raise in the portal. You have to type in the portal. No emails, no phone calls, portal based. Online, automated process. Immediately you have to reply. You have to upload if you want. Again, upload the same documents. 25 PhDs are there in 15, 16, sir. Scan all the documents. Legible. So that it should be readable. Crop it properly. It should match with the list of teachers on 15, 16. They should be 90% workload. They should have been appointed correctly. They should have been on the college roles. So once you submit this third one, Dr. Netra, am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Thank you. Thank you. I'll close in 2-3 minutes. Now the last point. This is how the portal looks. The college is given the SSR, first one. Second is the DVV is suggesting. The second DVV suggested input. Third is college is not agreeing. No, 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 no. We have done correctly the SSR. We have correct proof of evidence. Then the third one is DVV recommends the whatever the college says. This is very, very important. Now there are different cases. Sometimes the college also agrees to DVV. Then the question comes, then why did you claim in the SSR 32? If you agree for 30, perhaps there is some calculation mistake. So a lot of permutation combinations of this is available. This is in simple data validation and verification. Whatever the SSR you give for the quantitative metrics, the third party will validate. This is all about DVV. As I already said, The final decision will be either DVV accepts your explanation, clarification, or DVV rejects and gives their input based on SOP, not according to the whims and fancies, based on your documents, based on standard operating procedures, based on the guidelines of NAAC. Now, what is the success story of DVV? Now, very important, there is no appeals mechanism. When I say no appeals mechanism, appeal is there only after the process, after IAQA, once you declare the results. Then you can say, DVV, we have a problem with the DVV, we have given correctly, but they have not taken this into consideration as per SOP. Then there is an appeals mechanism, which an independent ombudsman talks about, where Professor Sharmaji, our director, was also talking about. Then every clarification through only portal. Third point, I'm going a little bit ulta-pulta from the last point. Third, please raise your issue in IMS immediately, issue management system. Raise it in IMS in addition to the portal, if you desire so. Lot of training has been given to the third party to look into the SOP, to look into how to, find and validate the data. This is a success story for almost 2,000 institutions and 13,000 accreditations of the total in the RIF 2000. This is one thing which I wanted to tell you is about QLMs, which I do not want to this about DVV. The QLM is like this, 2.3.2, teachers use ICT-enabled tools for effective teaching learning process. Last 5 years, you may be 170-year-old college. NAAC believes in last 5 years performance. That is a philosophy of accreditation. What is your last 5 years performance? So you have to write in 500 words for this metric, qualitatively, no graphs, no tables, on the portal. And upload information even for qualitative metrics. So you can upload, we can give ICT pages, you can give Moodle or whatever the LMS you have, and all those things as proof of evidence on your website, or you can upload it there. This is all about our presentation on data validation and verification. Please contact through IMS. Help desk is available and help desk email is available. Thank you. Namaskar.
Thank you very much, sir. It was an insightful presentation. You explained about the revised accreditation matrices. You also mentioned that for UG programs, we are supposed to follow UG manual, and for PG programs, separate PG manual need to be followed. And you also briefly explained about the evaluation process, and under criteria too, you explained about the matrices and their weightages, and also the SOPs and the supporting documents to be provided. And you clearly highlighted about the third party data validation, and mentioned that the NAAC supporting documents to be present in institutional website, and also it has to be in the or it has to be on the NAAC portal. And you also told what are the considerations to be considered under criteria 2, and explained about DVV. Thank you very much, sir, for that wonderful presentation.
Thank you, sir. It was a real excellent experience to listen to you. It was crystal clear, and you mentioned us very, very clearly, and lot of doubts got clarified for myself also. And shall we take the questions at the end in the form of, if you are staying with us, definitely we will have it. So many questions are there. We will take the questions at the end, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your wonderful presentation. Netra, go ahead for the next session, Netra.
Yes, ma'am. Our next speaker for the day is Dr. S. Srinivasa, Deputy Advisor, NAAC. He completed his PhD in '97 from Mangalore University, and he is the postdoctorate from Tumkur University in 2013. He has provided research guidance for more than 15 students, and his employment records, he was assistant professor, lecturer, senior lecturer, then selection grade lecturer, associate professor in various institutions. Presently, he is in NAAC, Bengaluru, as deputy advisor, and he has a lot of academic and administrative work experience. He is a member of NSS advisory committee, and he has worked as the coordinator, then the member for PG and UG, committees under examinations, and he's the director of research, member research review committee. He was a chairman for the various institutions, and he has worked as the director new PG courses of Tumkur University in 2019. He has a vast research experience, and he has completed 4 research projects, and his area of research publication, and he's the reviewer as well, and he's the member of editorial board of modern organic chemistry research, Isaac Scientific Publishing, Spain, and he's the reviewer for the Journal for Mechanical Engineering Research, reviewer for the journals Natural Product Research, reviewer for the journal International Scholar Journals, as well as the reviewer for the Journal of Single Molecular Research, Journal of Frontiers in Pharmaceutical Research. He has attended 94 national and international seminars, workshops, conferences. He has published 4 books, and he has 127 articles published. He has conducted more than 14 training programs. He has developed 15 e-content and has received many awards. In 2010, he has received the guest of honor from Tumkur University College Teachers Association, best paper in 2016 for the Journal of Applicable, I mean to say from the Journal of Applicable Chemistry, and in 2018 from National Science Teachers Congress, Indian International Science Festival, outstanding contribution. So he is a consultant for the synthesis of fragrance and flavor molecules agency, also for the synthesis and technological development for APs and their advanced intermediates. He is the consultant for the agency Chemio Solutions for drug discovery and development, also synthesis pharmaceutically active organic molecules for the agency Sinus Laboratory. He's having the professional membership in societies that is for people, for animals, Indian Pharmaceutical Association, Nuclear Magnetic Resonance Society, International Science Congress Association, Karnataka Government College Teachers Association, and various societies. It's our privilege to have you with us, sir. A warm welcome from Padma Shri Institute of Management and Sciences. Over to you now.
Thank you, madam. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are.
Thank you. Okay. NAAC has introduced Student Satisfaction Survey as the formal part of accreditation framework. In Europe, student satisfaction survey are widely used, and in fact in UK, most of the decisions of the government are based on this student satisfaction survey. Let us move on to this online student satisfaction survey process. Online student satisfaction survey is with regard to teaching learning process. It comes under criteria 2. It's a key indicator 2.7. It's a quantitative matrix. The number is 2.7. For colleges, the predetermined weightage is 60. See, as Professor Amay Kumar sir and Ponmudi Raj sir described in the DVB process and other parts, here, this is the main backbone for assessing the institution. In this student satisfaction survey, the students who are participating in the survey will remain anonymous throughout the process. The institution is supposed to submit the list of the students with all the necessary details in the Excel template during the SSR submission itself. While submitting the SSR, the institution has to give the profile of the SSR, extended profile, executive summary, optional metrics you have to select, SSR initial payment has to be done, then students' details for the survey has to be provided. Then only you will be able to submit this submit SSR button. So the student satisfaction survey details has to be given. Afterwards only we will be able to submit your SSR. So this is a data template Excel sheet where the details of the students has to be given by the institution. For universities, the weightage is 30. For the colleges, it is 60. Okay, we'll consider the college. In this data template, we have to give the name of the student, gender, category, state of domicile, nationality other than Indian, his email ID, program name, unique enrollment ID, mobile number, year of joining to the institution has to be given. See, while filling this Excel template, we can fill in each Excel sheet, you can fill up to 500 students data only. You have to give on-roll students data who are on rolls, okay? If more students are there, then what you have to do is you have to open another Excel file, and in the Excel sheet, you have to give the other 500 student data. Like that, if more students are there, you have to use different Excel files, and you can link all those Excel files and give the data. This has to be remembered. So in one sheet, 500 student data has to be present. See, the column names and other order should not be altered. Some of the guidelines we want to tell. So usually what happens, this is the Excel format. Somebody want to put first column as gender or serial number, nothing. Whatever is there, same format you has to be used. You cannot change the column name or order should not be altered. No column or cell should be left blank. Repetition of name, email address are not allowed, and any typographic error will not be recognized by the system. Therefore, while filling, you have to be very careful. There is one separate column for unique enrollment ID. You can give other data for that unique enrollment ID. In the absence of separate unique enrollment ID, HEI can submit student ID or enrollment ID in the assigned column. So the time period for this student satisfaction survey process is 30 days. See, the precaution to be taken is on-campus student data only have to be given, and the data provided should be fair and uninfluenced. And you have to give valid email IDs while giving the data. So it is better to check the email ID of the students. You send email to them. If all the email IDs are working, then only it's better to give the email IDs. Now, once the email IDs are given to the NAAC, the student satisfaction survey process takes place. The survey takes place in 2 stages. In the first attempt, 30% of the students' data what you have given. Here, one more thing I want to specify is minimum 50% of student data has to be given. If the institution is having 3,000 students, you have to give 1,500 students data has to be given. If you are giving less number of students data, less than 50%, then the student satisfaction survey process will not be initiated. That is the first thing. And your SSR will not be submitted. Okay. It is better to give more number of students data. Okay. After receiving the data, the survey process takes place in 2 stages. In the first attempt, 30% of the students, whatever the students you are giving, so 30% of those students will get an invitation link from the NAAC to participate in the survey process. So they will get an email and the student has to participate in the survey process. This invitation link will be valid for 10 days. So the link will be valid for 10 days. Within 10 days, the student has to answer or participate in the survey process. See, for colleges, the response should be received from the at least of 10% of the student population. So 10% of student population has to participate in the survey process, or the number is limited to 100. If 100 students participate in the survey process, then we say that the survey is over and the institution will get full marks for that. Okay. If this number is not reached, 10% or 100 is not reached, then the remaining 70% of the students will get the invitation link from the NAAC to participate in the survey process. This is how the survey process will start, and this will carry on for 30 days. So till the DBB process ends. Okay. In the middle, one teacher was asking about the questionnaires. Okay. Here, I would like to say that this is about the questionnaire. The questionnaire consists of 21 questions. See, 20 questions are objective in nature and one question is subjective in nature. See, these questions are mainly framed based on specific teaching skill of the teacher, to know the specific teaching skill of the teacher, just like subject knowledge, communication skill, skill of the teacher, classroom preparation, how the teachers is preparing for the class, how they use the ICT tools for teaching, how they are motivating. All those things will be taken up in these questions. And the second part is overall approach of the teacher and the institution regarding the right environment they are providing for the students, how they motivate the students, how interpersonal relationship of the teachers and students are there, what is the feedback mechanism they are using, how the management is facilitating the students. All these things are included in this 20 questions. This one more question is there, that is an objective, this is a subjective question. Here the students are asked to give their opinion and their requirements in this question. Here the students will write the opinions. What are their opinion? Okay, about the institution. So this is the pattern of the questionnaire, and this questionnaire is available on the NAAC website. In the NAAC website, this questionnaire is already available. It is available in English as well as in Hindi form. If the institution feels that if the students are unable to understand Hindi and English, they can translate this questionnaire into the regional language and make it available for the students, so that the students can get acquainted with the questionnaire, what type of questions the NAAC is asking, and they can answer these questions while they are participating in the survey process. So this questionnaire can be used for preparing the questionnaire of the institution also. So this can be kept, this basically you can use these 20 questions or 21 questions and prepare your institutional questionnaire also. That's also possible. Okay, now we'll move on to random sampling process. How this student satisfaction survey process actually happens. Let us assume that while filling IIQA, the institution has given 3,000 students. The institution is having 3,000 students. Then in the Excel template, 50%, minimum is 50%. Okay, that is 50% of 3,000 is 1,500 students. The institution has to provide those 1,500 student data has to be provided along with all the details and proper email ID. Okay, it's better to give more students data, 60-70% student data or 100% student data. If you provide, that will be easy to achieve the required percentage as early as possible, because this is a time-bound process. As I told, 30% of 1,500 students, that is 450 students, in the first set, they will receive a link from the NAAC to participate in the survey process. They have to open the link, they have to fill the questionnaire, and they have to submit it. Okay, this link will be valid for 10 days. After 10 days, automatically the link will vanish. Okay, so out of this 450, for an institution, for a college, 10% of 3,000 is 300 students has to participate, or the minimum is 100. So if 100 students out of 450 participate in the survey process, then we say that the survey is over. The institution will get full 60 marks. If this 100 is not reached, okay, After 10 days 100 is not reached, then the remaining students will get the link and they will participate, and if this number is reached, then we say that the survey will be over. Okay, let us assume that after 30th day, number of students participated in the survey is 99, only one is less compared to the required number, then the institution will get only 0. 0 will be the score received by the institution. Therefore, it is advised, okay, to the institution that you have to follow this student satisfaction survey process, but you should not influence the student what to fill and other things. Okay, how to follow this one? In the HEI portal, there is one student satisfaction survey tab is there. You click on the student satisfaction survey, this one, as along with this DVV process, this student satisfaction survey will be initiated, and here you can notice what is the percentage of the students who are participating in the survey. So easily you can see the number of students, you can calculate the number of students who are participating in the survey, and you can calculate whether the required percentage is reached or not. Okay, accordingly, you can inform your students to participate in survey process so that the institution will get the full benefit out of it. The survey will be completed on the expiry of 30 days from the initiation of the survey, or 10% of total population. If the student, if they participate in the survey, then the survey will be over. Let us assume that if the within a week, if 10% of the students or 100 students participate in the survey, then the survey will be over. The institution will get full advantage of the student satisfaction survey process. Once the survey is over, the aggregated average score calculated from the system for student satisfaction survey will be added to the criteria 2 scoring. So the student satisfaction survey will be completed. Okay, next we will move on to the peer team visit management process. As my senior colleagues told, if the institution gets pre-qualified, here there is a limit in the there is a requirement in the new accreditation framework. Okay, according to this new framework, the institution has to pre-qualify. You are submitting the SSR, SSR will be evaluated, okay, the DVV process will take place, and upon the completion of the DVV process, if the institution gets 25% of the marks in the quantitative metrics, then we say that the institution is pre-qualified. Once the institution is pre-qualified, an auto-generated email will be sent to the institution. An auto-generated email will be sent to the institution that stating that you have been pre-qualified, and upon that receiving that auto-generated email and also the information in the higher education portal, the institution has to make online payment of second installment fees, and logistic fees has to be made, and the higher education institution will be asked to give 3 preferable dates for the visit of the peer team. So institution is requested to give 3 dates from their site. Okay, all this process has to be takes place within 15 days from the receipt of the pre-qualification. The pre-qualification intimation, from that, okay, you will have 15 days to make the payment as well as to give the 3 dates for probable dates for the visit. Also, the institution is asked about travel and logistic requirements. Means we are asking the distance from the airport to the institution or nearest railway station to the institution, and good hotels, what are the nearby good hotels which are available there, because this, especially in this pandemic COVID situation, we are again requesting the institution, please check the hotels, nearby hotels where hygienic conditions are maintained, okay, proper arrangements are there, all those things are there. Please look into the hotel and give the details of these hotels to the NAAC. NAAC will take care of all the travel and logistic arrangements. Only the institution is asked to make an arrangement to take the peer team members from the hotel to the institution. Okay, the logistics of the peer team member will be taken care by NAAC. NAAC will take care of all the arrangements. Okay, the institutions are instructed not to change any logistic arrangement done by the NAAC. Only the requirement is local transportation by the institution from the hotel to the institution and institution to the back to the hotel, and food during the peer team visit in the institution, and proper sanitization arrangements, okay, hot water facility, drinking water, okay, hot food, all these arrangements has to be taken care in this pandemic situation. And all the remuneration will be paid by NAAC, okay. The institution should not make any payment in kind or cash, okay. Now we'll move on to the peer team visit. The institution has given the dates, okay. NAAC is having a large database of assessors. As our director told in the beginning, we are having a bank of assessors, and all these assessors are highly qualified academicians, educationalists, and very good researchers from different parts of the country. These assessors will undergo a rigorous training, as Ponmudi sir was telling, and is a specialist in giving training to our assessors, and we are having a very good team, and they will train these peer team members in such a way that they will be capable of evaluating the institution very properly and systematically. Okay. These peer team members are, as I told, they are highly qualified and they are trained peer team members, and their selection will be done automatically by the computer. Okay, there is no intervention from the any officers from the NAAC side. Okay, all this will be done automatically. Okay. So for a college, 3 experts reviewer will be visiting the institution, and the number of days of visit is 2 days. Senior professor, vice chancellor will be the chairman of the committee. Member coordinator will be there, professor of university, and one more member will be there, is a professor of the university, or principal of an accredited college will be the member. Sometimes one observer may be sent apart from the peer team members. The details of peer team member will be shared with the institution only 3 days before the peer team visit. So institution will not be knowing who are the members who are visiting the institution, and they are made know only 3 days before. Okay, this peer team members will visit the institution. They will go through the institution. They will check all the facilities available, etc. Okay, the procedure will be like this. Okay, in the first day, okay, in the first day of the visit, okay, presentation by head of the institution, presentation by IQSC director, coordinator, presentation by head of the various departments, presentation by other faculty, head of the institution will take place. Visit to the various departments to verify the physical facilities, academic support facilities, laboratory, etc. All these things will be done on the first day. In the beginning, 0th day we say, where they will finalize the schedule and other things first day itself. And in the first day, these are the visits they are going to do. In the second day of the visit to various departments to check the facilities, laboratories, etc. will continue. Okay, checking the documentary evidence for qualitative metrics. Okay, interaction with non-teaching staff, interaction with parents and alumni, interaction with students. Okay, all these things takes place. Preparation of draft peer team report by the members, okay, will be conducted, and that peer team members will share that report with the principal or head of the institution, and any modifications are there, suggestions are there, they will be incorporated into the peer team report. Here, higher education institution is requested to arrange for laptop, computer, printer, internet facility, stationaries, etc. All those things has to be provided by the institution. Okay. After finalizing the report and other thing, then there will be an exit meeting on the second day in the evening. Okay. On the dais, head of the institution, 3 peer team members, NAAC officers, observer, and IQSC director, coordinator will be on the dais. Sharing of the experiences on the visit by the head of the institution, peer team member will be taking place, followed by concluding remark by IQSC coordinator or the director. Okay. All these things will take place in the institution by the peer team members. Okay. Afterwards, online submission of peer team report and score sheets. Okay, score sheet will not be disclosed to the institution. Peer team report will be shared with the principal or head of the institution, and they will submit all this peer team report and score sheet online through the online portal, and then only the peer team member and the chairman will leave the institution. So this is the process of a peer team visit. When the results will be announced. Results are announced soon after standing committee meeting. Usually standing committee meeting is held once in a month. Okay. When the institution can expect a result to be declared within a month from the date of completion of the peer team visit. Within 1 month, the institution can expect the result. Okay. So what are the assessment outcome? See, here the institution will get general information of the institution and its context. One is the peer team report. The institution is going to get a peer team report. It's a written document, okay, by the peer team members. Here, that peer team report contains general information about the institution, gives criteria-wise analysis based on peer evaluation of qualitative indicator, okay, and it contains some bullet points, okay, for the improvement of the institution, qualitative descriptive assessment report based on the peer team's critical analysis, presenting the strength, weakness of the higher education institution under each criteria, okay, and overall analysis which includes institutional strengths, weakness, opportunities, okay, and recommendation for quality enhancement of the institution. This is in the part 1, that is peer team report. In part 2, the institution will get a system generated quality profile. Okay, this quality profile of the higher education institution based on statistical analysis of all the quantitative indicators in the NAAC's quality indicator framework. Graphical representations of the institutional feature would be reflected through the synthesis of quantifiable indicators. In the part 3, the institution will get, it contains institutional grade sheet, okay, which is based on the qualitative indicators, quantitative indicators, and student satisfaction survey, all together put together, they combined together, and in the 4 CGPA scale, you are going to get institutional grade sheet. These are the 3 important documents the institution will receive upon accreditation. Okay, as I told, this is a graphical representation. This graphical representation clearly indicates, okay, high performance key indicators, average performance key indicator, low performance key indicator. What are the strengths and weakness, and what are the weakness of the institution, what are the strengths of the institution, where the institution can come up, all those things will be given. This is an radar graph. Here the mouth opening will indicate the weakness, okay, if the opening is more, the weakness is more, if the opening is less, the weakness will be less, okay. These are the strength of the institution in this metric, okay. These are the metrics for, okay, 3.14, what is the strength of this metric, and all those things. The data will be given in graphical representation. So in each criteria, okay, you are going to get this type of graphs. All these graphs clearly indicates the strength, weakness, opportunities, and challenges which the institution is facing. Okay, all this data will support the institution to overcome these weaknesses, and this is the grade sheet where the institution on the 4 CGPA scale, if the institution gets the marks between 3.51 to 4, then the institution will be getting A++. If it is 3.26 to 3.5, it is A+. This is the score sheet. Okay, so these are the benefits of the NAAC accreditation, where the institution will come to know that what are their strengths, weakness, opportunities. Criteria wise, you are going to get the data in word as well as in the graphical representation, where the institution can put effort, more effort, so that they can overcome all their weaknesses and achieve good ranking in the next coming years. Okay, this is just a small representation. Okay, once the based on the grading qualification process, okay, the institution will get grade marks, and it is the institution is said to be accredited. Okay, if it is not accredited, because if the score is less than 1.5, we say that it is not accredited. Okay. Once it is accredited, the validity is for 5, and based on this, it may go up to 7 years also. Once it is accredited, the institution, if they feel that, okay, the whatever the rank they got is not suitable, okay, it is less or something like that, then they can come for appeal within a month from the declaration of the result. Declaration, from the date of declaration of the result, they can appeal for the revisit. If the institution feels that whatever the rank they got it is okay, but if they feel that they can improve within 1 year or 2 years, then there is a chance for reassessment. The institution can apply for reassessment within a time period of 1 to 3 years for reassessment. Okay. Apart from all these things, I would like to say that once the institution is accredited, then the next part of the IQAC coordinator and head of the institution is to have the AQRs submitted regularly. Okay, the submission of AQAR is very, very important after the accreditation. Once the institution is accredited, then it is accredited in 2016-17. Okay, and so far they will not submit the AQRs. Now some of the institutions are submitting 3-4 AQRs simultaneously. They are doing, but what happens now, you will lose lot of data if you regularly submit the AQRs, because in the AQR, if you go through the AQR, it is just like SSR. It's a smaller version of your SSR. So if your AQR, if you are submitting the AQRs regularly, okay, so you combine all these AQRs, 4-year or 5-year AQRs, okay, then you will be able to prepare your SSR directly. So that is the motto behind the AQRs. Therefore, we request from NAAC side, we request you to submit AQRs regularly for quality sustenance and improvement. So this is about student satisfaction survey. Then the peer team visit, how the peer team visit will takes place, okay, and what are the benefits you are getting out of NAAC accreditation. Okay, this is the in nutshell I am able to present all these things. If you have any queries, okay, you can please ask at the end of the session.
Thank you
Okay,
very
thank you
much,
very
sir.
much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
So you clearly explained about the student satisfaction survey, and you also mentioned that it is the backbone, like for scoring. And you mentioned like how to get full marks under this quantitative metrics. And also you mentioned about the student satisfaction survey questionnaire. So how to be questionnaire to be made comfortable for students to get participated in the survey. And also you told us about how to trace the participation of the students who has taken the questionnaire for the survey. And you explained about the peer team visit management. And also you gave an example of random sampling, and you explained about the assessors, how do they assess when they come to the institutions. And also you told about the assessment outcome, and also you highlighted about the grading and accreditation. Thanks a lot, sir. Thank you very much for such a wonderful presentation. We will move on to our next speaker. So participants, at the end of the talk of the next speaker, we will take up the questions. Please wait for the question and answer session. Our next speaker for the day is Dr. N.R. Mohan, working as an assistant advisor in NAAC, Bengaluru, and coordinated about 30 peer team visits. He has a strong education professional with a Doctor of Philosophy focused on heterocyclic chemistry from Tumkuru University, Karnataka. His research interests are organic synthesis, pharmacological studies, and industrial scale-up processes in flavors and fragrance. He is an academician with more than 10 years of experience as the key stakeholder of higher education as a teacher industrial employee, and a researcher. He has published about 36 research articles in peer reviewed international journals and one book in international publisher. On behalf of Padma Shri Institute of Management and Sciences, a hearty welcome to you, sir. Please, it's over to you now.
Thank you, madam. Thank you for your brief introduction. And at the outset, I would like to welcome you all to this webinar on best practices of SSR self-study report preparation of the institution, whichever in the institution coming for the end process of NAAC. And you might have all gone through all the three sessions which were given by Amay Kumar sir, Panmuraj sir, and as well as Srinivas sir. They have explained very meticulously how the institution has to prepare themselves before coming to NAAC for A&A process, how they have to prepare the SSR, what are the nitty-gritties of the DV process, and what are the basic factors of basic things the institution has to remember for submission or for encouraging the students for participation in the student satisfaction survey, and what is the outcome document and all the things. So now let me share my slide first. Yeah, Netra madam, I hope you can see my slide and I'm audible.
Yes, sir, you are. You're audible and slide is visible.
Thank you. Thank you. So now in this session, I'm going to throw light on role of IQAC cell in the institution and the importance of AQAR, which is very much important task for the institution's IQAC cell to submit it to NAAC to showcase their growth. So firstly, I would like to run through the timeline cap of all the previous sessions. There is IIQA submission and by the institution, and the approval of the IIQA upon verification by the NAAC, it will happen within 15 days. From there on, after the acceptance of IIQA, you will be having 45 days for submission of SSR. And after that, once the SSR has been submitted, after the DV process starts and SSS starts, student satisfaction starts, within 30 days, the process will be completed. After that, that next is the quality assessment of the institution. That is the PE team visit. Depending upon the dates which you have given, we do always request you to give the dates within 30 days or 60 days from the date of declaration of the pre-qualification status. You will be giving the dates according to your given dates. Within 30 to 60 days, the visit will be happening, and results will be declared within 30 days from the date of peer team visit. So now it need not be on 30th day or the first day. It can happen between first 0th day to 30th day once the visit has been completed. So next, we shall move on to the after accreditation, as already rightly pointed out by Dr. Srinivas sir. There are three pathways for the institution to choose. If the institution agrees for the grade and they want to move ahead with the quality sustenance in the institution, they can always come for the submission of AQAR. And if they have any reservation regarding the scoring of any key indicator metrics, or even the peer team visit also, they can come for NAAC by raising an appeal within 30 days from the date of declaration of the results. Secondly, reassessment. Institution can get reassessed themselves for grade improvement. At this point, institution agrees with the grade and they want to improve that grade in the same cycle. They can come for NAAC after 1 year or before 3 years of accreditation validity expires. So this is the second pathway can be chosen by the institution. The third is as I already told you, the AQAR submission. Institution is agreed with the grade what they have got, and they want to improve upon what grade they have got, and what are the inputs given by the PE team members, and as well as the graphical representation, that is the assessment documents. Following those documents, they want to showcase the incremental growth in the institution in the coming 5 years by submitting the AQARs. That is the third path. So here, this SSR, that is AQAR submission, it should be for the academic year. Without fail, in the calendar year, you have to submit. I will come to the timeline in the later slides. So here, we don't want any institution to be flagged as a late submission in the subsequent cycle SSR. If you fail to submit your AQR timely after accreditation every academic years within the calendar year, it will be flagged as late submission in the second cycle or the respective cycles, whichever the cycle you are coming in for the next subsequent assessment. So for that, we don't want any institution to be flagged as a late submission of AQR. We request and mandatorily advise institutions to submit AQARs very much timely. Coming to the IQAC cell, it is the beating heart of the institution, and the NAAC advocates every accredited institutions to have an IQAC cell for quality sustenance measures to be taken in the institution for the incremental growth. It need not be an accredited institution only. You can institutions which are not accredited also, they can also start the IQAC cell in their institution. There is a set guidelines from NAAC also how to frame an IQAC cell. It is suggestive. If you want to improve upon it and develop a more effective and dynamic AQAC cell, you can go ahead with that one also. So as quality enhancement is a continuous process, here IQAC cell has to be part of the institution, working with the institution in an harmony to showcase and realize the goals of the institution set to have a good quality enhancement and sustenance in the institution, and ultimately it will reflect in the output of this institution. That is the outcome of the institution. That is the quality stakeholders, students, potential recruiters, and in turn the nation development itself. So I told you role of IQAC. It has been advised by the NAAC to inculcate or initiate an IQAC cell in the institution. So here it is focusing on two factors. It's a two faces of the same coin, where from NAAC's perspective, performance evaluation, assessment and accreditation of the institution will happen. That means 5-year performance will be assessed, will be verified. Each and every AQR submitted by the institution will be verified, and clarification will be sought from our side, and it will be clarified by the institution like that. And all the 4 years or 5 years, minimum of 4 years and maximum 5 years AQR should be there in your institutional website before applying to your next cycle, and you have to give those links on the website in the subsequent cycle IIQA application for verification. That is the one perspective. The second perspective is the quality upgradation of institutions, higher education. What is the quality upgradation? What are the things you have taken note of it? How well you have allocated the resources, planning of the resources, allocation of the resources, and execution of the tasks to quality towards quality initiatives. Those all the things which will be helping the institution by establishing IQAC cell. So here it will be a first step towards internalization and institutionalization of quality enhancement initiatives in the institution. So the IQAC vision should be as such to ensure quality culture as the prime concern for the higher education institutions through institutionalizing and internalizing all the initiative taken by internal and external support. These are the two important points here, terms, internal and external support. Internal support is your quality faculty members, various departments, administrative personals, and the IQAC coordinator and the IQAC team. Coming to the IQAC team, there the external support will be there. So while constituting an IQAC team, institution has to look always to an person or an individual with experience and as well as an ICT knowledge. So ICT knowledge and experience. There, the ICT knowledge, it can be substantiated with an younger officer or younger faculty member of the institution with the experienced faculty. So both can join their hands to bringing the support. The external support, another point here. So the collaboration of the institution. So who are the stakeholders who are the members of the IQAC team? Whether it is an alumni, potential employers, industrialist collaboration, and then public perspective personnel who is a well-known person who has contributed to the academic very largely. So these are the persons you have to choose, and you have to frame the IQAC team. From these people only, the beating heart of the institution IQAC can perform very well and circulate the quality as an blood to the institution. So IQAC, its objective, it should be cognizant, reliable, and catalytic. to develop overall improvement of performance of institution and to promote measures of institutional functioning towards quality enhancement through internalization of quality culture and institutionalization of best practices. See, best practices means you might be practicing very many practices in your institution. Upon time, you might have identified one or two practices which have contributed largely towards the quality initiative, sustenance and nurturing of the quality outcome of the institution's education quality. So that practice or those practices, you have to consider it as a best practice. During the post-accreditation period, institution should channelize its efforts and measures towards promoting the holistic academic superiority, including the peer team recommendations. So what usually what NAAC has observed is, I would like to give an analogy here. We people will be standing in the bus stand waiting for a bus, expecting we will be getting a seat. Once the bus arrives at the stand, there will be very many people will challenge upon one another and will there will be tug of war and we'll get the seat and we'll sit. After getting a seat, we will go to sleep. So that should not happen here. The institutions which have come up for assessment accreditation to NAAC, they will be working very hard and with a motto to give the quality, to showcase the quality. That should not stop after accreditation. It should be a continuous process. You should not sleep upon the grades. You should be much more active and proactive towards enhancing your quality of the institution, quality of education offered in the institution, and which should showcase incremental growth every year from now on. If you are accredited now, for coming 5 years, there should be an incremental growth in the institution towards quality. So this is one such concept given by our previous director, Professor Arun S. Nigavekar. It's an ECG, educational cardiograph. So once the person has got a degree, he has to continuously work upon. The institution has been awarded with a grade. That institution has to work upon continuously, tediously. That parameter ECG, which is applicable for physical body of a human body, the same thing it is applicable for the institution also. The educational cardiograph, that's nothing but an AQAR, reflects the health of the institution, the quality health of the institution. The prime task of the IQAC to develop a system of conscious, consistent and catalytic improvement and holistic academic development of the institution. So it is not that institution alone has to give the infrastructure and expect everything to happen. No, it should be an equal distribution of focus as well as the infrastructure, as initially mentioned by our advisor and our advisors Amay Kumar sir and BSP sir and Srinivas sir. All three have focused on the main stakeholders of the institution. So main stakeholders of the institution means students. Students should be holistically developed by the institution by whatever the resources they are allocating, whether it may be academic, financial, administrative, irrespective of the domains, it should be focused. And as you all know, NAAC RAF is based on the 7 criteria. It is the backbone of A&A process of NAAC, where you can see the 6th criteria, governance, leadership, and management. It is a criteria where you can see what is the significance of internal quality assurance system. That is 6.5 key indicator. So in that, there should be an governance, leadership, management. Here I would just charted out some points for the governance, leadership, management of the institution. That is the IQAC cell. Effective leadership in tuning with the vision and mission of the institution. So vision and mission of the institution, it is there, and to reach that vision of mission of the institution, what are the things to be taken care? What are the initiatives to be taken? What are the out-of-box thinking you have to do? And practicing decentralization and participative management. And the third would be the strategic planning or perspective planning and development of documents. Documentation is very important. As you can see, once an institution has got its documents sorted out and well prepared and submitted their SSR, those institutions will be having very good documentation where they can go for other schemes of government, that is UGC, NIRF. So for those purpose, these documents will be well ready for your reference. The effectiveness of various bodies and cells should be monitored, and timely guidance, timely inputs need to be given by the IQAC cell. That's how the governance leadership management will be helping. Financial support for the faculty members and as well as the students for participating in the survey. Progression, professional development, administrative training programs for the administrative faculties or administrative officers, teaching attend your professional development programs for the faculty members. So the faculty members, it's not that they need an refreshment. So for the same material or the same concept, the professional development program should be in such a way that it should enhance their skills and bring their knowledge and get their knowledge curiosity in line with the present global scenario. So this is all about the governance leadership management. This is how you can look into it, how your IQAC can perform and frame the qualities of quality initiatives in the institution. So there are three metrics for the quality assurance, that is the governance leadership, and in this criterion 6, that is 6.5 key indicator, internal quality assurance system. Two is qualitative metrics and one is quantitative metric. The 6.5.1, it is an qualitative metric with a weightage of 10. Internal quality assurance cell has contributed significantly for institutionalization, the quality assurance strategies and processes by constantly reviving the teaching learning process, structure of methodologies, operations, and learning outcomes at periodic intervals. So this is very important, periodic intervals. So here the institution will be, you have to give your preparations, executions, action taken, and your contributions towards the initiatives in about 500 words, which will be assessed and validated by, verified by the peer team members. Secondly, it is a quantitative metrics 6.5.2. Institution has adopted the following for quality assurance. What are the things you have adopted? Academic administrative audit, conference seminars. Have you done any conference seminars? National, international collaborations. How many collaborations are there? What are the initiatives? Whether you have been collaborated with the institute or an industrial organization, institute, research institute, like that. So orientation program on quality issues for teachers and as well as students, and participation in NARF or any other quality audit recognized by state, national or international agencies. So that's why that's why I told you, then AQR, preparation of AQR and providing the suitable documents for whatever the question is raised in the AQR will definitely facilitate you in coming future for the subsequent cycle assessment to NAAC, and as well as participating in any quality audit recognized by the state, national and international agencies, ISO, NBA and NRF also. So these are the documents to be given here for this particular quantitative metric. AQR prepared and submitted. So if you are not submitting your AQR timely within the calendar year for that academic year, so here at this point it will be flagged as a late flagging. So we do not want this one. Kindly remember and act accordingly. So AAA, that is academic administrative audit report to be submitted. Conferences, so what are the conference proof of conferences, circulars, certificates, participation certificates, and collaborative initiatives, like what are the collaborative initiatives you have done based on the MOUs you have done, you have signed with the institution or the institute or then industry. What are the activities you have done? Have you done any hands-on training? Have you done any knowledge sharing between the institution and the industry, like that? The participation in NRF, you have to give your certificates and ISO certificates or NBA certificates to be provided. This is about the quantitative metric. The third and last is that there is a 6.5.3. It is qualitative metric, incremental improvements made for the preceding 5 years with regard to quality. So here you have to give the describe in 500 words. So coming to the quality initiatives, some points I have charted for your reference. Management information system, that is a MIS for monitoring and decision making by the management. Student quality circle. See, student satisfaction survey is one of its kind in national international standard in the quality assurance system. So here we advise you to make a student quality circle where objective of involving the students for the primary stakeholders of the quality sustenance will contribute a lot in developing your curriculum and planning your what do you say that add-on courses or certificates and extensive programs, extensive activities. So all these things can be very much done by IQAC. So internal academic audit and research advisory committee for promoting, guiding and monitoring the research activities in the institution, both for faculty members and as well as the students, conducting faculty development programs, organizing seminars, workshops on the key factors and changing scenarios both in national and international standards. This is the role of IQAC. Coming to the AQR, where lies the main responsibility of the IQAC to prepare the AQR, the ECG of the institution. The executive committee of NAAC has decided that regular submission of AQR is mandatory for second and subsequent cycle of accreditation with effect from 16 September 2016. So here, AQR of an academic year should be submitted to NAAC within the calendar year. Don't get confused. Academic year data in AQR should be submitted in a calendar year. So you can always visit our NAAC website for your reference and new notifications regarding the AQR. What are the changes in the A&A process? What are the information need to be known by the institution before applying for the any application with the NAAC? So submission of separate AQR for each academic year. See, for after accreditation for 5 years, you have to submit your AQR. For every academic year, you have to submit separate AQARs. The prerequisites for submission of IIQA for the subsequent cycle by the institution. The following are the prerequisites. That is the all institutions, higher education institutions which are coming for subsequent cycles, they have to keep in mind that they should have a functional IQAC cell in the institution. The minutes of IQAC meeting and the compliance of the decision should be uploaded in the institutional website. It will be verified during the IQA approval, and mandatory submission of AQR on a regular basis for institutions undergoing subsequent cycles is a must and should. And along with that, in your IAQ application, you will be submitting your AQAR links. Previously, whatever the things whatever the AQARs for relevant academic years you have submitted to NAAC, those AQR should be hosted in your institutional website in the public domain for the stakeholders reference, and the links to be provided in the IAQ application also. That will be verified, and then only it will be IAQ will be validated. Submission of annual quality assurance report. HIS needs to submit AQAR online with effect from 1st January 2019. From 1st January 2019, AQAR submission has been made online mandatorily. Submitting AQARs by email hard copy is not at all accepted, and it is not valid also. So first and foremost, institution has to register themselves online. If you are not registered online through NAAC website to get a unique HAE portal, what you have to do is you have to register yourself and then start applying the various applications. That is IAQ application for the first assessment, or it may be an AQR submission for the previous accredited cycles. So after registration, the AQR will be available in unique HAE portal under the manage AQR. There you can refer it and start filling your AQR. Institution for preparation of AQAR, you have to choose what type of institution you are, whether it is you are an institution of affiliated institution or autonomous institution or a university. Kindly click on that what type of institution you are. Then moving ahead, selection should be based on the status of higher education. So for example, institution for the academic year 1920, institution was an affiliated institution. As on now, that is the 2021 academic year, it is autonomous. So you are submitting your annual AQR for the 1920 means you should submit that one in the affiliated status only, because at that moment, at that time, you were affiliated institution. So year of AQR to be filled should be selected clearly. While submitting AQR data, Many of the institutions, many they have raised while submission, while selecting the year for AQR of data, they have accidentally clicked on the different year. For example, they have clicked upon on the 1920 and they have given data for the 1819. So while clicking here, while selecting the year, be cautious, be careful, and click on the right year for which you are submitting the AQR. The years will be listed automatically once you select the year. Whatever the years which is there under each and every questions or the metrics or the questionnaires in the AQR will automatically reflect the years for your better understanding. So AQR of the completed academic year will be available from June 1st. As already mentioned in the previous session, from June 1st of every year, AQR filling starts. At any moment, you can start filling your AQR and you have to submit it within 31st December of every year. So this is the snapshot of the portal where you can see in the left overview pane, there is an manage AQR, prepare and submit AQR, AQR review details. So AQR review details, I will come in the next, I will explain to you in the coming slide. So prepare and submit AQR. This is how the particles you have to enter and give you all the details: name of the institution, head of the institution name, designation, and as the institution is functioning in its own campus, phone number, email ID, mobile numbers, registered email ID. So kindly give the registered email ID which you have given previously while registering to the NAAC unique portal. So that email ID alone you have to give it here. So address, city, state, and pin code. After that, you have to click on the save button. So next, it would be going to the yearly status report of part B, where there is a tabs for each and every criteria. It is in line with your SSR, but the questions are very much focused for the completed academic year only, not for the 5 years. So criterion 1, again, it is curricular aspects. Criterion 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Accordingly, it is in line with the SSR or manual. Next, what you have to do is you have to click on the portal. From the next, you will see this one. You have to type here what are the explanation or implementation, curricular planning and implementation. What are the measures? What are the explanations or the clarifications or references you want to give? You can type it in here. It will be verified, read and verified with all the supporting documents which you have provided. If you fail to submit any data, this is how the data will be reflecting us during the verification. Kindly upload all the relevant documents. So for example, here this is the certificate, diploma course, date of introduction, duration, focus on employability or entrepreneurship, skill development. So here you have done very many certificate courses, maybe about 10-15 certificates you have initiated and introduced in the academic year. So what you have to do is to if possible, provide all the details in the online proforma only. If not, minimum of one input to be provided in the online proforma. Rest of the things you can provide as an supporting file or an upload file or a supporting document. You can submit it as in a prescribed format. In the prescribed format, I will come back to the prescribed format here. Either it maybe you can see here for whichever the programs you are providing the data, it should be an Excel file only. Here it will be clearly mentioned beside the upload file button. There will be clear mentioning of what type of document should be uploaded as an supporting document, what document should not be uploaded. So here, once you have uploaded, you can always check your file, choose the file, upload the document, and you can review the file, and then you can save and you can move ahead. If you want to replace the file, you can always replace the file with the replace button, and you can upload new document. So this is the next view of the continuation of the snaps for your understanding. Every time when you enter the details, you have to save it. Unless until you save, if the system is kept left idle for about 30 minutes, automatically the portal will be logged off. If you have not saved, all the data what you have entered will be wiped. So be careful. Every now and then you have to refresh, means you have to save and edit, save and edit. You have to follow that one. Supporting documents, some of the questionnaires requires HAs to provide supporting documents. As I already told you, you have to choose the file and upload the file. For uploading the file, there is a specific type of documents to be uploaded. It will be mentioned beside the upload document button. Say for example, in question number 8, the upload file can be XLS, XLX, docs, and PDF type. But in question 2, the upload file can be XLS and XLSX only, not the PDF file or not the document file. So here also the upload limit of 5 MB for each upload. So each and every document you upload for each and every question will be having an upload limit of 5 MB. Please keep this in mind. If the document exceeds 5 MB, you have to optimize it below 5 MB and check the documents for legibility and then upload. If not, if the document is too large, don't go for optimization. Post it in your website, institutional website in the public domain. Give the links here also, as you give links in the SSR. So if the HIs have to upload, as I already told you, links can be provided. So this is how it looks once you have prepared your AQR and submitted your AQR for verification to NAAC. So here, this is the status. The institution, it's an assumption test reference for you. Institution has submitted 2 AQRs already. It has been accepted, and the institution has submitted another AQR, which is under submitted status. So here there are 3 options you can see. The AQR review details. After review, the NAAC has reviewed, you will be getting the review details here. You can see the file in the HTML format and as well as the PDF format. So points to be remembered: AQAR submission is not a formality or not a ritual. It's an ECG of the institution showing an incremental growth of quality in the institution. Annual review of academic and administrative process in the institution will be showcased. Self-appraisal report of the institution is very important. It is like a self-appraisal report of the institution. Documentation of all aspects, and it's a ready reference for the institutions to go for any other quality audit by UGC, NIRF, or any national international agencies. Coming to the AQR clarification itself, once the AQR is submitted by the institution, it will be validated and verified by the NAAC officer, not the DBB partner. Here there is no data validation verification for the AQR by the external third-party service provider. It will be done by the NAAC officer itself, and NAAC coordinator will go through each and every claims or responses you have given in the AQR, and if there is any further clarification is required for better understanding of the claims made by you in the AQR, the request will be raised by the officer and the AQR will be reopened for editing from your end. At any point, the institution has not got any such document, relevant document, or not done any certificate programs or any add-on programs in that particular academic year, you can always type 0 in a numerical or in the alphabetical. If there is any alphabetical input required in the portal, you can type 0, ZE, or O0, and nil or not available for our reference. If you are not able to type in the details there only, you can always mention it in your response. So after re-verification of the response submitted by the HA, AQR will be accepted or rejected based on the scenario. So this is how the AQR review process. This is a flow chart. AQR submission by the institution. It will be reviewed by the NAAC. NAAC means NAAC coordinator, and AQR will be opened for editing for 15 days only. So kindly remember, once you submit your AQR, don't again sleep on the AQR submission. Check your portal regularly for notifications and as well as your registered email ID for the notification regarding the clarification request raised. A response from the HIE, once the institution has responded within 15 days, it will be reflecting in the NAAC coordinator's portal, and it will be verified and validated. And if it is okay and it is all in line with the NAAC's requirements, it will be accepted. So once it is accepted, you cannot change any data or any input given in the AQAR. So for that reason, you have to give precise data, accurate data. So that NAAC, which is NAAC is having a vision in coming future to make all the assess academic years, the all 5 years AQAR into an SSR in the coming future. This is NAAC's vision of AQAR, why the AQAR is sought from the institution, mandatorily sought from the institution. It is planning to consolidate all the academic years AQARs into one SSR. If any institution want to get assessed and accredited by NAAC, straight away they can put in single application, no need to submit in AQARs. This is the vision we are having, and of course it will be brought to light under the able leadership of our director, Professor S. Sharma sir. Definitely it will be happening. For that, we request you to give only precise, accurate data without any ambiguity. So once the resubmission is done by your side, this is the process you have to follow. You have to click on the declaration and resubmit button. Comment in the comment box will be there for your input. There you have to write the responses. Say for example, if you are not able to type in nil, 0 or somewhere, you can type it regarding so and so metric 3.5.1. There is not available, though no data is available with the institution. Like that, you can mention it, or else you can mention it. All the relevant data have been submitted as per the request of the NAAC. And not applicable, no data to fill, you can mention it there also, and press the save button in the comment box. Final resubmission will happen. This is a snap where you can see here it is status is reopened for editing. You can go here, AQR review details, you can click edit AQR. If you click on this one, it will go to your portal and you can start editing, uploading files, remove files, and all those things you can do. So once you have entered each and everything, so you have to click on the declaration and resubmit button followed with, and it will give you a pop-up box for comment where you can record your comments particularly and save. Once this is done, it will be submitted and the status will be again turned back to the submitted status. So quick facts to be submitted online only. Different formats for university, autonomous colleges and affiliated colleges are there, and now from 2021 academic year onwards, NAAC has hosted different AQAR formats for different type of institutions. As already previously mentioned in the previous sessions, we do have manuals for different types, 10 manuals for health science institutions, along with the general institution, general education, university, autonomous, affiliated colleges, teacher education. Very many different formats are there for the institution reference. These formats for different type of institutions should be followed from the academic year 2020-21 onwards. Whichever the institution which are yet to submit the AQR for the previous 1920 academic year, they have to go for the, whatever may be the type of the institution, you have to go for the available affiliated type of. If it is an institution affiliated, you can go for affiliated type of AQR for your reference. And for every year, it should be submitted separately. AQR should be submitted separately. You are encouraged to answer all the questions in the AQR. Wherever data is not available, please mention nil or 0 or not available. AQR cannot be edited once approved by NAAC, and please fill precise and accurate data. I've already told you why precise and accurate data should be there. Coming to the timeline of AQR, all accredited institutions have to submit the AQR regularly. We'll take an example and explain you. If for academic year 2021, I will take the current academic year, 2021 academic year, you have to submit your AQAR within 31st December 2021. 2021 academic year within 31st December 2021. So this is how you have to do. So all AQARs till 1920, it was previously it was up to 31st October 2020. In view of the COVID-19 situation, now a new notification has been thrown for your reference in the NAAC website shown. So you can go through the website and you can get the notification. So before that, you can see here in the NAAC website. If you go to the NAAC website, click on the Apply Online tab in the main page. It will lead you to the next page where you can see these guidelines, the new guideline for the creation of IAQA and AQAR. If you click on that one, it will lead to the next page with the link of this one, where it will showcase submission of AQAR, where 4 tabs are over there for your reference: guidelines for creation of IQAC report and AQAR. If you click on that one, this is what you are going to see, where you have got details of all the AQR, IIQA, AQR guidelines for the different type of institutions in the PDF file as well as the Word document file, and data templates in Excel format for your convenience. So you can see here AQR formats of the revised manual with effect from academic year 2021 only. So up to here, yoga and naturopathy you have to take for 2021 academic year only. So for till 1920 academic year, you have to go for these available AQR formats. Either it may be in health science university or general university, health science autonomous colleges or general autonomous colleges, or affiliated colleges or constant colleges or constant units of the university or the deemed university. I have to go for this one till up to academic year 1920. So this is a notification I was speaking about. Now under present pandemic situation, considering all the factors and all the difficulties and all the challenges, Dr. NAAC has issued a notification to the institutions where institutions have been allowed to submit their pending AQAR online through NAAC portal on or before 31st May 2021. So institution has not submitted the AQAR for the 1819 or 1920 or whatever the years, for whatever the reasons, you can submit your AQAR now also through portal before 31st May 2020 for all the pending AQARs up to 1920. So this is about the all about the role of IQAC in the institution and its objectives, vision, and AQAR's submission verification process. Furthermore, if you have any queries or information to be sought from the NAAC, you can always come to us through support help desk tab in the left overview pane. You can go for category, what type of issue you are having or query you want, information you want, subject, description, and you can set the priority, and you can also upload the supporting document in support of the claims, in support of the not the claims, in support of the queries you have raised, and then you can submit. It will be replied to this, any question, any information, any query will be rectified within a day, within working hours. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Finally, I would like to say quality is an initiative, not an expense. And thank you, one and all, for coming on board for this webinar. Over to the host, please.
Thank you very much, sir, for such an informative presentation, which is mandatory for all the institutions. You clearly mentioned about the timelines for IIQA, SSR, DVV, PTV, and announcements of results. Also, after accreditation, like what procedure need to be followed by the institutions, whether they have to go for appeals, reassessment, or AQAR. And you also mentioned about the importance of IQAC, its role, vision, and the objectives. So under revised accreditation framework, and also you highlighted about the criterion 6, which is very much important for scoring for the like institutions, and also how to go about the prerequisites for submission of IIQA, and you also showed us how to fill in the AQAR online, and also you mentioned about the AQAR review process and timeline for AQAR. Thank you very much, sir, for such a wonderful presentation. There is an announcement before getting into the discussion. The feedback link would be posted in the chat box. I request all the participants to give your valuable feedback. Thank you, participants.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your really insightful talk. It really clarified many doubts, especially for us as an institution who is going for the second cycle of NAAC accreditation. Here, I would like to request, there are so many questions and so many queries from the participants. We will take the question and answer session now. And for the participants, after 10-15 minutes of this thing, while going ahead with the question and answer session, only the feedback link will be posted in the thing. I request all of you to really participate actively. This is a session which will clarify many of your doubts. You would not have even got some of the doubts and other person would have got, and this will help you and your institution. I thank you, and we will go ahead. Akshay, you can unmute one by one. Alternatively, I will ask one question which has been already sent by the registration in the registration form. During that process, you can unmute one person so that we can take alternatively. There will not be any time gap for unmuting and other things. Some of you can even type in the chat box if you could not able to unmute yourself so that we can take the questions and clear all the verifications. So there is a question from one of the participants in the registration form. If a candidate is MPhil PhD net select, in this, if they have two or more or one or more things, can be mentioned in both the columns. For example, MPhil PhD, they might be having MPhil also, they might be having PhD also. They would have qualified net also, they would have the data when one candidate is having more than one qualification or one prerequisite what you have, whatever you have asked.
Definitely, madam. They can give all the details in the prescribed columns. That's why we have given Excel templates which are data extensive in nature, where we sort each and every details of the faculty member, and if the faculty has a more than one qualification or has achieved a degree or an award, they can reflect there and it can be submitted to NAAC for the assessment.
Okay. Akshay, are you unmuting anyone or shall I go ahead with the second question?
Dr. M.K. Jain.
Okay. Yeah, Dr. M.K. Jain, you are unmuted, please.
Ma'am, I think, yeah.
Next question.
Okay.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am?
Yeah, Dr. M.K. Jain, go ahead, please go ahead. Yeah. Yes, Netra.
No, ma'am, there was one question from Dr. Lokesh, so I thought of asking that.
Go on, madam.
Oh, yeah, first, he got unmuted. Let him.
Okay, ma'am.
Clear, sir. Dr. M.K. Jain, please go ahead.
I guess it's by mistake.
Hello.
Okay. Okay. Then we will go ahead with question by Dr. Lokesh. Ask that, Nitra.
Yes, ma'am. Dear team, NAAC team visited our college on April 2016. We have submitted 5 years of SSR till 2014 to 15, and also had submitted AQAR of 2015 and 16, and also 2017-18. Now, should we consider for SSR from 2015 to 20 or 2016 to 21? Kindly help us. So they are asking for the SSR, which span of years to be considered, so whether it is from 15 to 20 or 16 to 21.
It depends upon on what date they are submitting the IAQ applications. So if they are applying the IAQ application to NAAC today, they have to consider last completed 5 academic years. Last completed 5 academic years. So, for example, if it is today, means if the institution has completed 1920, 18, 19, 17, 18, 16, 17, and 15, 16. From 15, 16 onwards, they have to give the data. It depends upon the date of application of the IAQA.
Hope Dr. Lokesh has got the answer.
Sir, is it not the NAAC certification when we got, for example, if we have got on March 2016, do we need to consider from March 2016 or when we have applied for IEQA?
Madam, if the institution has, sir, please, sir.
Madam, actually, you have to start submitting your AQR. That is the thing what we want. From 2016, 17, 17, 18, like that you have to proceed. But sometimes what happens in between, some institutions, they will miss the things. So they will not be able to submit the AQRs. So directly they will start in 2019-20, they will start submitting the previous years. So when they will be able to submit, as Mohan told, when they are able to submit their IAQA, so that IAQA submission should be from that date of IAQA submission, previous 5 years data we want.
Okay, sir. Thank you. There is another question. Akshay, you can mute some other person. Meanwhile, I will ask the question which they have sent in the registration form. Sir, if we have an academic audit or green audit, internal green audit and internal academic audit, will it be considered, or we need to get the third party academic audit or third party green audit?
Third party green audit from a recognized agency is needed.
All for all 5 years we need to have a
yes.
green audit.
Yes, okay. For all the AQRs we need. Every year you have to do it, madam. Every year, year wise.
Okay. And another question is, anybody is unmuted? If anybody is unmuted, please interrupt me so that I can stop, because there are so many questions, so many doubts they have asked in their registration form. Sir, if there is a low admission in one particular course, if we want to shut down the course, if we shut down the course in the 4th year or 5th year of our NAAC cycle, do we need to consider the data of that course which we have shut it down, or we can exclude it in the SSR?
No, up to a particular year, the data will be there, madam. For result, for example, result, you are closing the course this year, but the students will be there in the 2nd semester, 3rd semester, 4th, 5th, 6th. So it is a 3 years program. So the the results will be there up to another 2 years, the result will be there. So there you have to take the result of the students. Even though you close the program, the result will be there for those students. So those students, the number has to be taken and the result also has to be included in the AQR as well as SSR.
And there is another interesting question, sir. See, if the institution goes for a bifurcation in the 3rd year or 4th year, for example, the institution maybe for, if we take example of one college where they might be having a multiple number of courses, if they think that they want to bifurcate the institution because of many reasons, as an UG institution or a PG institution or a management institution or a science institution, if they bifurcate, how to go about with the NAAC 2nd cycle, whether the first cycle of NAAC will be considered for both the institutions, or it is considered only one institution is considered for this.
See, madam, name of the institution is very important. So nomenclature. So for the second one, you are registering as a separate entity. Then it will become a new one. This will be a old one will be there. Old one will retain the NAAC accreditation process, and that will continue with old this one. The new one which is created, separated, that will be a new one. From that day one, they have to submit their all those process. Everything has to be done separately for them.
But in the new one, if you think that there are some programs which have been taken out.
No, madam. NAAC accreditation is for the institution.
Okay.
Not for the program, which is NB and other things. Okay. So this NAAC accreditation is for the institution. So institution parent name will carry that weightage. The other one which is created out of this will not be carrying the NAAC accreditation. That has to come separately. That will become a separate entity. So it's just like you are shutting down some programs in your institution. You are closing some programs. That's all. You are not creating the other one. Okay. So you are closing the programs in this institution, and with that closed programs, you are going for the accreditation with the original institution. The other one will become a new one. So you have to take it for the accreditation separately.
Okay, so if we don't,
and it will have a separate Aisha code also.
Yeah.
Separate Aisha code will be there and all those things for that institution. Yours will continue with the old Aisha code.
Sir, if both the institutions, when we bifurcate, if we change the names, no institution will carry the parent name. We can apply for change of the name also everywhere, including AICT, UGC, everywhere, even in Bangalore University, we can apply for the change of the name. If both the institutions doesn't carry the original parent name, which institution will be considered for NAAC accreditation?
Okay, Mohan, can you answer or
Sir.
Purmudira sir?
Yeah,
At that
the good
moment,
question, the good questions, all the questions are very good, excellent. Just to supplement, madam, this is the institution has to take a call. It's a very good question, excellent question. For example, I'll just tell an example. Government College of Arts, Science and Commerce and Management. Okay, it's a 50-year-old institution with some 20 programs. Now the MBA alone has gone out and it is called as Government College of Management. So obviously, what Dr. S. Srinivas told, the first institution, if the name is retained, they will come for second cycle. If it is second cycle, it will come for third cycle. And it is based on IASHE code, All India Survey on Higher Education. So the other institution has to come as a new code, as a new first cycle. Now, you're talking about bifurcation. There is a trifurcation also. And that college name itself is changed. Government College of Arts and Science and Commerce itself is changed. Still, but most of the programs remain the same. So still they will come as a second cycle only if it is accredited in first cycle. But there is a facility in IAQA to tell where there is a change of name, even without bifurcation, with bifurcation also. And the institution has to take a call. Then NAAC will go by the guidelines, what it is better. Then we will, in IAQA clarification, we will suggest whether it should come for first cycle or second cycle. Similarly, for transition of autonomous colleges. And autonomous colleges becoming cluster university and deemed to be university and state private universities and state government universities. So all this we take a call, but once it is a university, they have to come for first cycle. Even if it is 3 cycles accredited, when it becomes a university, there is a change of the designation itself. The entire institution, changes from college to university. It is very
What about autonomous status, sir? Once it becomes autonomous, again we are going to consider it as in the affiliated college thing, or after autonomous, whether we will be considered for first cycle or second or third cycle, sir?
Wonderful question, ma'am. Very good question, madam. This is regarding when it is an affiliated college, first cycle accredited, second cycle accredited. In between, they got autonomous. Whether they will come for first cycle or third cycle. As far as college is concerned, they will come for third cycle, but not for universities.
Okay.
Not for. And if at all, even if it is we use the word transition of autonomous colleges, please go through the website. If you are becoming autonomous recently, and you should have 5 years data as an autonomous college. So what we are doing is NAAC is extending the previous accreditation till you get 5 years data as autonomous college. That is also the council had taken a decision.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Anyone unmuted? You unmuted anybody, Akshay?
Yes, ma'am. Girishan.
Yeah, please go ahead. Yeah, please go ahead.
Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, there are 2 questions posted. Can I go with it?
No, somebody's got unmuted.
Okay, ma'am.
Please go ahead. Please go ahead.
I think it's by mistake.
Okay, next question, madam.
Yes. Sir, Dr. Sudarshan is asking about 1.21 section talks about CBCS of a program. How do you explain this with reference to affiliated colleges?
So that is the percentage of CBCS courses introduced, I think.
Yeah, I think Professor Srinivas, may I go ahead?
Sir, please, sir. Please.
Thank you, Professor Srinivas. Thank you, Dr. Mohan. Sir, please go through the question. 1.2.1 I have before me. It is, if at all it is a choice-based credit system, if the university, you're an affiliated UG college or a PG college, if the parent university, affiliating university allows for all the courses, say 100% programs, sorry, it was about programs, not about courses. Just talk about the programs. Otherwise, only PG is CBCS, others is not CBCS. Now, give the percentage, number of programs the college offers and number of programs each program. MSc Chemistry doesn't have CBCS. MA Political Science is under CBCS. List the number of programs, and wherever CBCS is allowed by the parent university, you count it. That is a question. Very important, please go through the metrics. In 1.2.1, it is not about CBCS alone, bar elective system. Any university has electives, application-oriented programs. So it is the question metrics, please go through it fully. In addition to it, please go through the standard operating procedure. Both I have before my on the I'm seeing it and I'm answering you this question. Thank you, sir.
Sir, one more question from my side. I have we have 2 or 3 programs which are uniquely offered by our institution. It has been UGC approved programs under DDU Kaushal Kendra. For these programs, the syllabus has been set by us. We are BOS, we are BOEs, and we enriched the syllabus and we did whatever. But as an affiliated college, I don't have the choice of securing more marks, whether we are involved in curriculum design and this thing. It is like more than 4-5 programs we are having like this. How we can take the advantage of being part of curriculum design, or it is not part, only we did that. How can we take the advantage of this?
Srinivas, can I or?
Sir, please. Only the chances if they become autonomous, then only they will be able to take up the curricular aspects, no, sir?
Yeah. Ma'am, we couldn't understand your question. You have can you be very specific? You have BVOC, am I right? BVOC,
yes,
or BVOC in what? Textile, what is the course? What is the program?
Food
Name?
Food processing and food technology, sir.
Okay, but who gives the degree?
Bangalore University gives the degree.
Who's the boards of studies? Boards of studies is from the Bangalore University. And you people are sitting in the Bangalore University boards of studies. Boards of studies is not from the college. Padma Shri College is not having boards of studies. Or
that's why they made an expert committee.
Expert committee, feedback committee, all consultation workshops is different. As a statutory requirement, you're not an autonomous college. Or you're an affiliated college. Bangalore University has some example 300 colleges. Bangalore University is authorized. You're the only college having that BVOC food processing. So your boards of studies has been recognized as university boards of studies. Either that or university boards of studies. You're all experts in that boards of studies. And your expert committee also gives feedback. So there is no question of you having the boards of studies. This is my understanding. There is no advantage you can take over it. Absolutely, there is no advantage because you are not an autonomous college, you are not an university. And you must also find out from the university how many colleges are having this particular course. Because always we say we are the only one in Asia, we are the only one in India. Before making these type of statements, my humble submission is to inquire from the Bangalore University how many colleges are having this BVOC food processing. It's a submission, madam.
Sir, sir, actually, I have a small submission here. It is not both board of studies and we being the experts. It is the only expert committee which will act as a board of studies. University notification says that expert committee will be responsible for scheme, syllabus, framing, and all other activities whatever board of studies is doing. There is no another board of studies where we are the expert committee. For that committee, whatever is being done by Bangalore University, I'm the chairperson for doing the syllabus. That's what my doubt is.
Very good, ma'am. Very good. This is what again repeated. It is crystal clear. As an affiliated college principal or a teacher or an assistant professor, you're member of the boards of studies of the university. You call it expert committee, whatever committee, but normally the word used across the country is boards of studies, undergraduate, postgraduate, research, MPhil, like that. So now they may nomenclature may be here and there, but university has authorized you to be the chairperson of the boards of studies. So there is a metric where in university boards of studies, academic council, boards of examiners, whether any of your teachers are members. So there you can always fill it up. It is an advantage. There you can take always advantage. You can get marks out of it. That question is already there. That question is there in the manual.
Okay.
So very good, very good. Excellent, ma'am. Professor
Yeah.
Srinivas, you would like to add? Professor Srinivas, you would like to add?
Madam, you are talking about taking some advantage. About this board of studies, you can include as a member of board of studies, not as a course. A course has to be approved by the university. So here only thing is you are participating as a board of studies member and you are enriching the subject content, other things. So there you can include your name in that part of the questionnaire. There you can use this one.
Okay, ma'am. Very good question, ma'am. 1.1.3, madam. It has 5 weightage. 1.1.3 of the undergraduate manual. Your question is answered there in our metric. You can always include, like Professor Srinivas says.
Ma'am, can I go for next question?
Yeah.
Dr. Sridevi is asking, for first cycle, whether IQAC is mandatory. If no, how the assessment will be considered?
Shall I, sir?
Yeah, Dr. Redar Mohan, go ahead. Incremental growth. Incremental. We don't ask for it. Go ahead. Dr. Mohan, please.
Yes, sir. So first cycle institution is not a mandatory to have an IQAC cell. If the institution desires to have an IQAC cell in line to prepare well in ahead for the A&A process of NAAC, definitely institution, we recommend the institutions to have an IQAC cell before submission coming for first cycle also. And coming to the subsequent cycles, definitely, and functional IQAC cell has to be there in the institution. As in the session, I have mentioned all the detailed integrities, what the IQAC cell should be doing, what are the things should be considered, what their roles and responsibilities, objectives. They have to fulfill all those things. Hope I am clear, ma'am.
Yeah. Good, Mohan. I will maybe be permitted me just to supplement Dr. Mohan. 6.5.1, 6.5.2, 6.5.3, page number 83. Please go through the manual. Like Dr. Mohan said, the question is, UGC says all colleges and universities should have IQAC. Very important. First cycle or second cycle or third cycle or fourth cycle. UGC has told all colleges, arts, science, commerce, engineering, everybody should have an IQAC, internal quality assurance. The main work of the IQAC, the benefits we have given guidelines, UGC guidelines is also there. What Dr. Mohan was explaining is about the annual quality assurance report, which is one of the main activities of IQAC to submit for second cycle, third cycle institutions. But as he said, desire to have all colleges to have IQAC. I have not accredited so far. I am an XYZ college. No problem. Please have an IQAC. The question on 6.5.2 talks about last 5 years, your incremental growth, not second cycle, your first cycle coming to NAAC. What is your performance on last 5 years? That was the question. Please go through it and the SOP, madam. Thank you very much. Good question.
Thank you very much.
Sir, one more question. Is there any negative scoring during DVV if any supporting document is not there or it is being falsely claimed?
Professor Srinivasa.
Madam, it is just like answering the questions in a examination. You are writing the answer, and the process will be just, it's an evaluation. The marks will be assigned, and as sir told in the beginning, Muniraj sir, it is on the scale of 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, like that only is there. So based on the documents you have provided, the evaluator will give the marks. That's all. There is no negative, madam. 0 is the last mark we are giving. 0 into the metric value, whatever it may be. So it will become 0. Totally it is a 0, not a minus. We don't have minus concept.
Okay, sir.
Will
no admissions in any particular course will affect the course?
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Will low admissions in any particular course will affect the score?
No.
Yeah, ma'am, just to add value to the Professor Srinivasa for the previous question, because we are running short of time, we are exceeding, we are available. I do not know about the audience and the people. Ma'am, regarding this, we trust. It is basically matter of trust. Accreditation, we are not doing inspection. Very important. It is a quality improvement process. But what happens in the DBB, if you talked about negative marks, is some people will say we have, I put a beautiful, I think 32 PhDs, number of PhDs. Simply people say 32 PhDs out of 176 teachers and not even a single PhD. And all are fabricated and manipulated and cheating documents and forgery documents. Then the thing is entirely different. I'm not talking all colleges are doing, all universities. There were instances, you can go through the website of NAAC. Some are getting blacklisted for a year or 5 years or 4 like that, because one or two bad things happens with the without the knowledge, or why I do not want to take side of an institution. So as far as DVV process is concerned, they have to provide the documents, and document has to be genuine. Last 5 years document. Signature is not inserted, this is not inserted, and headlines is not inserted, header, footer, and no false claims. This is very important. When you talk about negative marks, there's absolutely, like I said, there's no negative marks, but there should not be any fabrication and manipulation of data and documents. There, NAAC views very, very seriously, very seriously. And regarding the number of students, coming to the current question, madam, number of students, there can be 6 teachers, 60 students. No problem. People should not say only 7,000 students, 12,000 students can get A grade, A plus, A plus plus. No, it is all percentages. Ratios, 5 formulas are there in the DVV. I mean, in the entire formulas of quantitative metrics, 5 levels of, quantitative information. So it is number game, it is percentage, it is average percentage, percentage average, and ratios we have asked. So I don't think so. Number does matter. Does matter. But as long as you go through the SOP, and we are not asking about trend analysis, and but there are questions. What is the sanction number of seats? What is the sanction number of students? There are a couple of metrics on that. So the sanction strength is 200 BCom seats. Only 20 people are joined. Obviously, doesn't reflect. Then it has to be taken care.
Dr. Gurudat?
Sir, okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, in this COVID year, the performance of all colleges have gone down. How do you measure this year, sir? How to represent ourselves?
So, Srinivas, can I start? You can supplement, or you will start?
You start, sir. Please, sir.
Very good question, madam, because we pray God that this COVID, new coronavirus 2019, COVID-19, and that new fellow has come, SARS-CoV-2, whatever it is, all should be removed from the face of earth. Especially we pray. But given the situation, Government of India, state government, universities, colleges are all struggling, we understand. Please go through the metrics. NAAC is also doing some exercise. NAAC has defined point number 1. What is an academic year 2019-2020? NAAC has defined an academic year 2020-2021. Please go through UGC website. They have defined what is an academic year. Otherwise, Dr. Mohan also mentioned our academic year is from 1st June to 31st May. Now we can include even after that, the definitions and notifications are on the website of NAAC. Now go through the number of metrics of quantitative metrics. Where and all your student performance is going to be little difficult, where you cannot go get score marks. Identify the metrics. We are also trying to do, for example, NSS, NCC extension activities. Some colleges said, see, this is how the country is very huge. I wanted to talk about BVOC also. We have a single manual for almost 50,000 colleges. We cannot have 50,000 manuals, madam. So commonality of all states of universities, we are trying to put it across. Basically, the process element, input, outcome, output, and outcome based. So when you talk about, go through the metrics. Some colleges told, no, sir, we are a COVID center. All our NSS students help, sir. How we can say that question is not applicable to us if we wanted to remove, if you are discussing to remove this question. During the COVID period, so many people have done. Some colleges say the college is closed, nothing happened, teachers never came. People say online classes, we took 3,000, sir. In addition to the 200 webinars we have conducted, each are more than 30, 40 hours. Can we include in the SSR? Yes, please include. In third criteria, second criteria, NAAC never says dual mode, hybrid mode, face-to-face. Workshops, seminars, conferences, symposia, exhibitions. It's general. It can be hybrid mode, it can be dual mode, it can be face-to-face, it can be both. So kindly go through it. We understand there are some metrics which will definitely find it difficult due to the various reasons of the COVID and closed down by March to December. Professor Srinivas, we can collectively think it over. We are also working on the manuals.
Yeah.
We are also working on the manuals. Anything to be done during the COVID period. But as on today, there is nothing. The existing manual exists. Professor,
Yeah. Yes, sir.
like to supplement, Professor Srinivas?
No, nothing, sir. You have completed
Sir,
everything.
one point
sir.
I want to add here, sir.
Yeah, Dr. Mohan, go on, Dr. N.R. Mohan.
Sir, as you told, from 1st June to May 31st, if the academic year is not completed, the timeline says for the AQR is for 31st December 2021 for the current thing. They can provide, they can give all the details. And for 1920, we have given 31st of March, May 21, 31st of May 21. So institutions can give details of their institution for that academic year all along this period within 31st of May 2021.
Results and other things which are delayed, they can be included, sir.
But I understand the university results are declared on 30th November. Check with your Bangalore University.
Maybe
Results
some
are
other
declared,
university.
don't say that notification is there, we will include all things. Then what will happen to 2021 academic year?
Yeah, this is, as you said, this is not for the particular manual, sir. This is a collective of all the manuals, collective of all the institutions. For
Hey,
this
not
institution,
not Mohan, for you, for the audience, please. AQR kindly dealing AQR from SSR. AQR is every year, please keep on submitting it. Don't wait for the SSR. IAQA, we asked 4 AQAs. He categorically said SSR, we asked 5 AQAs. So please don't mix up AQAs with SSR.
Netra madam, next question.
Questions? Any questions? Anybody wants to?
Yes, ma'am. There is a question, ma'am.
Hello? Hello?
Yeah.
Hello, sir.
Please.
Small doubt, sir. Regarding project works, maybe if we have 100 project works, so is it necessary to upload all the project works documents, or what is the process of that, please?
Sir, first thing is whether your project is there in the syllabus. That document is needed. Your university syllabus should include the project work. That document is needed, and you can give the 100 project names and the link to each project. First page, you can scan it and upload it. If it is more, as Mohan said, you can upload all the document in your website and give the link. Okay, whatever the project is there, you prepare the list and give the link to the project pages, sir. And that project should be there in your syllabus. That is very important.
if the project is not prescribed by the affiliating university, you should not include that one.
Dissertation work, okay, and it should be prescribed by the university.
1.3.2, 1.3.3 and SOP. Very beautifully what Srinivas said is reflected there.
So regarding the AQARs, if we have submitted in the old format, there was an option till 19th January. So at that time, 16, 17 and 17, 18, we submitted AQRs in the old format. At that time, we didn't know that there is an edited option. Maybe it is there or not also, I'm not aware. Do we need to submit these AQRs in the new format again, or those 2 years old format will be considered as such?
Yes, that same will be considered, madam. Only thing is you should have the receipt from the NAAC. So you are submitted, you got the acknowledgement. That acknowledgement should be with you. That is sufficient for us. Okay. And your old AQR should be in your college website. It has to be hosted in the college website. That PDF form.
Okay.
Ma'am, there is one more question. Can I go ahead?
Please, madam.
If somebody is unmuted, or you can go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are these rules applicable with the new education policy 2030?
Sir.
Yeah, thank you, thank you. Thank you, madam.
What rules?
Sorry, sir, sorry. 1 minute, sir, 1 minute.
Madam, could you please repeat the question?
Yeah, this is all these rules are applicable for new education policy. Madam, I do not know. Good question. I urge as all the teaching staff and supporting staff management, you would have gone through the wonderful document of 2019 draft, almost 477 pages and above. Beautiful. Now, Government of India Cabinet has approved it. July. We have approved it. If I'm right, subject 28, they have approved it, and it is available as 67 pages. Now, implementation, once we see, then we will know where, as long as we are here, we are continuing the NAAC. NBA is continuing the process. So we wait for the new implementation and see what are the suggestions based on the outcome-based education, public disclosure. So many things they have mentioned. NAAC is also looking at it and trying to, see based on the NEP, trying to see and update the manual, or try to extend the focus on outcome-based and public disclosure and other things mentioned in the education policy, NEP, National Education Policy 2020. So we have to see, because it says about all will be AI, accredited institutions will do, NAC will do, and 4 verticals, and HECI and GECI, everybody is aware of that. So we have to wait for that and do, but this is applicable as on date. So many accreditations, we are continuing the process. Policy comes and tells us, then based on the policy, immediate change will happen. Being a government body, we have to follow that.
Any more questions? As we are running short of time, because we are holding them from morning 9:30 till now. Please quickly you can unmute them. If there are any questions, please unmute them. Otherwise, we will wind it off. Is there anybody who raised their hand? Yeah. Please unmute.
Yes, ma'am. I've given them the option to unmute.
Rudrappa. Yeah, please. So go ahead. Please go ahead. You unmuted him?
Yes, ma'am.
Vijaya Velu.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, JS online, ma'am. I have a doubt regarding the webinars we have attended during this lockdown period, ma'am. The faculties, they have attended too many seminars in a single day. For example, for the AQR, how we can consider this? I mean, the participants list, ma'am. For a single day, if a participant has given 4 or 5 certificates they have attended, is that right? We can accept all those certificates for a single day?
Timings, maybe.
Professor?
Yes, sir. Sir,
yeah, understood your question, madam. Understood, madam. Very yes, important, madam. Sorry, I'm just taking a little different view. Please try to understand me in the right perspective. Yes, I'm making a statement. NAAC programs, NAAC organizes many programs. You would have seen sometimes 11 lakhs, 13 lakhs, sometimes 5,000, 3,000, lot of huge across the country we reach during the COVID and much before that also. Normally NAAC does not give any certificates. So though we talk about documentation, because you also understand for why we are attending a webinar. Many colleges give certificates is important, documentation is important. In a day, 4 webinars, 5 webinars, what is, it is very good, very good. We appreciate your competence level, whether 4 laptops you have parallelly with the mobile you are listening. What is the purpose of learning and how you can do so, very important. So it is self-reflection. It's a self-study report, self-reflection, AQR, but there is a metrics in NAAC where you can always include. You can always include and you can show the certificates of proof of evidence. But you must also know what is, you must reflect 5 days, 5 webinars in a day. Wow. I mean, almost 9 months. It goes so many webinars in a bag like WhatsApp messages, it comes. So
Sir, our own webinar has passed in 3 to 4 hours.
And relevance also. Any webinar is useful, but relevance and how do you participate? How do you, are you a silent spectator? Have you raised a question? Even silent spectators can always learn. Learning is there's never lifelong learning. Till death we can learn. So, but I would like to have a little generic kind of a reflection. I will not say an answer to your question. I'm reflecting your question. That's all. Professor Mohan or Professor Srinivas, 4 or 5 webinars in a day, certificates.
Sir, that's why I told you our own webinar today from 9:30. It's already 1:15. One webinar.
But the teachers has to think about it before submitting their certificates to the IQAC
There
coordinator.
are 2 webinars because generally all international webinars are conducted in the evening sessions because of the timings. Morning session, 1 webinar if they would have attended. International webinar which is conducted in the evening session, they would have. That's all it is possible. So more than that,
Madam,
the timings overlap.
Madam, along with your classes.
Yes, sir. That's true. Online classes.
Online class will be there.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay.
Weekly 2-3 seminars. Okay. Left to you, madam. You can consider. Later, DVB will look after the things.
Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much for your name.
A reminder to the participants, please give your valuable feedback. The link is already posted.
Yeah, if there are no questions, we can wind up. Definitely, I think all the speakers are very much available. Even if you send a message or a mail to them, definitely they might be replying your genuine questions. And really, it is a very great experience for me. If everyone accepts, we can close the session. If there are no questions, shall we close the session?
Yeah, before you
Akshay,
could close, I would like, ma'am, before you could close, I would like to thank on behalf of the entire participants as well as for the wonderful question answer session and the live people on all the Twitter, Facebook and YouTube and on the platform. And on behalf of the director NAAC, Professor S.C. Sharma ji, and all of us, especially we thank the director, Professor Srinivas, and the participants and Dr. N.R. Mohan and the compere, host, co-host, and the technical team of from your side, ma'am. Over to you,
Thank
Doctor.
you. Thank you, sir. We need this feedback because nowadays the organizing webinars on the platform is also a little bit challenge. There will be too many people scribbling on the screen and all that. Our technical team is really good in this particular thing. They have streamlined and stabilized the way we conduct the thing. And till now, even 180 participants are there on board, sir. You could able to see after giving the feedback also. Very good participation. And all the speakers, really, it was wonderful takeaway for us, especially who are looking for submitting the SSRs and AQRs now. While doing that, you get so many questions. Almost all the questions have been answered in your talks only. Only few questions which we could not able to get the answers only are being posed here. Thank you, sir. Otherwise, there are so many questions. I have a list of 200 questions which I got it in the feedback form itself. But most of the questions you could able to address in your things. Such questions I have not repeated. Only questions which didn't get any answer. Those questions only been asked here. Thank you.
Ma'am, if you told some of the questions, please, your ICT team, your team can go through. If the questions are not answered, please post it to our senior advisor, Professor Amyo Kumar Rath. You just post it to one of them so that we will be able to answer through email, ma'am.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, madam.
Netra, you can go ahead with the vote of thanks.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now it's the conclusive part. It's the time to thank one and all, without whom this event would not have been successful. On behalf of Padma Shri Institute of Management and Sciences, I thank Dr. Ashwath Narayan Sir, Honorable DCM, Minister of Higher Education, Professor Sharma Sir, Director NAAC, Sri Nayanappa Sir, Managing Trustee, Padma Shri Group of Institutions, Sri Satish Sir, Chairman, Padma Shri Group of Institutions, Professor Shenoy Sir, Director, Padma Shri Group of Institutions, our beloved Principal Ma'am, Dr. Anuradha M., Padma Shri Institute of Management and Sciences, our eminent guest speakers, Professor Amiya Kumar Rath, Advisor NAAC, Dr. B.S. Ponmudi Raj, Advisor NAAC, Dr. S. Srinivasa, Deputy Advisor NAAC, Dr. N.R. Mohan, Assistant Advisor NAAC, dear faculty members, webinar organizing team, and all the participants. Thank you, one and all. We will meet up in the next webinar. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. You can sign off.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can sign off, sir.
Nice. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Actually, please.